hello. Fabian, hello to you. Cargo Pilot, hello. And we've got Captain Meow in the house and Ghost, welcome aboard. I hope you're doing well. Right, you can see, already got my weather app open, and we can see, yeah, snowfall, apparently IRL here in Munich. So we shall see. Get that a little bit bigger. There we go. Briefing room. Exactly, briefing room. There you go. So, hope you're all well. Welcome, welcome. And today's stream, we're doing 2 flights today. We're going from Munich to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is having VATSIM Amsterdam event. And we know that Amsterdam airport is always great to fly in and out of. And the guys on VATSIM there are excellent. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey Tuxu. Then on the return flights, on the second stream on the return flight, we will do again our spin the wheel of failures. So
welcome aboard the captain.
We have it armed here, if you guys want.
Please make your way to the first class.
Oh yeah, Ghost, yeah, the de-icing is expensive.
Premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
MT Cross, thank you so much, MT, for the...
Sorry for this belated message, Black Box, but I've not been able to watch live in a few months.
Yes.
I wanted to congratulate you on a fantastic career and wish you health and happiness in retirement.
Oh, that's really kind. MT Cross, has it been that long? Didn't realize you hadn't been in for quite some time. But thanks so much for the 52 months, and also thanks for the kind words. Yes, I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I can say that, yeah, the first, how many months has it been now? Almost 3 months now in retirement have been very busy. So I have not anyways been bored. So, and Captain Wolfchen also coming in with 16 months. Captain Wolfchen, thank you so much for your support as well. I hope you're doing good. Ghost, yes, I just saw that prior to the stream. So Fabian made a Excel sheet and the spin wheel on a website. Really nice. So anybody that wants to try that as well, Fabian, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. Incredible. Big round of applause for that. And Luke, hello to you. Yeah, now I realized that in the aircraft, what we can do is there is a setting for random failures. And then you can press it, activate, and it will give you a random failure, and I won't know what it is. It'll just pop up, so maybe we can do that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, first flight today is going to be a normal flight. I mean, we have random failures active. Who knows what happens with that? But nonetheless, you'll see the weather is challenging, so lots of things to talk about. I took those out, Fabian. I took the ones out on the ground, so the engine start issues I took out because in flight doesn't make sense. All right, let's have a look here. So we've got Lufthansa 55 Tango. We've got a lovely livery today. Estimated 0 fuel 59.7. We're expecting easterly setup in Munich. I'm not sure why Simbrief again took 26 right. But let me check the ATIS. Yeah, 08 left, ATIS says. So we're expecting...
Hello, Black Box.
Hey Reynolds, good evening. Oh nice, you've been on your first IRL flight. Really? Where have you been to? Ghost, we'll have a look in a minute when we walk out to the aircraft. Yeah, so we're going to have the input departure, but it's going to be from 08 left. So level 340, flight time an hour 8. Alternate is it Eelde? I think it's, no, sorry, Eindhoven. Eindhoven, that is the alternate, okay. And 20-minute extra. We've been to Stadtlohn. Weather was marginal. I was just about to ask Breno, because the weather here in northern Germany was cold and pretty overcast. Alter, guten Abend. Okay. Good. So 5.7 plus 200 taxi, 5.9. Now, I am thinking about maybe taking on a bit more taxi fuel. Reason being is that very likely we're going to have to de-ice the aircraft. Because I can see that we have temporary snowfall here in Munich. And de-icing will be done at the runway with running engines. So we may as well take a bit more taxi fuel. Maybe 500 kilograms taxi fuel to take care of that. Otherwise, what? Hang on, where's my... Why isn't that scrolling? Hold on. There, now it's scrolling. Okay. Now I have to readjust the size of the window there. Perfect. There we go. Now I can see it.
Munich traffic 059.
Good. So Munich it's got a SIGMET, severe icing forecasted, and I can see it's between 2,000 feet and level 120. So then we've got to be aware with wing anti-ice. Good. Munich right now 4.7 kilometers, broken 700, minus 2 degrees. Tempo, we've got 5,000 meters and overcast 400 and light snowfall, or even 1,002 meters snowfall, so it could actually intensify. Yeah, of course, ATCs in the we're listening to, you know, to make sure we understand or we know what's going on. Good. Yeah, departure also interesting. So today, I guess because the weather in Munich, SimBrief gave me already the destination departure alternate Zurich, but I mean we don't really have cut 2, cut 3 here in Munich yet, so I'm not sure why it entered that. But anyways, Schiphol, no cloud, 8 kilometers, pretty much 0 degrees, and the forecast is saying, yeah, stable weather for now. So I'm not expecting snow this evening. Hey Avimar, good evening. How does this wheel work? So on the second flight, Brennel, not the first one, on the second flight, we have the option that people that have or gifted a sub get to choose a spin of the wheel, and depending on how many subs were gifted, they get maybe even to choose a failure themselves. But I'll have that up later on the second flight. Good. Eindhoven, we have 7 kilometers, some mist, 21,000 overcast, 1 degrees. And tomorrow morning snow, but this evening is all good. Good. Just looking at the NOTAMs here. Munich, nothing really of bigger interest. Schiphol, just looking for runway closures. Nope, Schiphol's also good. Fantastic. We're going to be parked. So we're parked here on the eastern apron. So for 8 left, we're going to get pushed back either Echo 2, Delta 2, or Whiskey 2, probably Echo 2. Then we'll taxi northbound. And let me think. We're probably going to get Delta 1 and then November 3. So we're going to do a little bit of a detour. Since 08 is in use, they're usually coming in by November 4 and they go outbound November 3. Voyager, moin, wie geht's dir? The journey continues. Voyager, vielen Dank. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. And I hope you're bracing for tomorrow's or tonight's snowfall. It's going to get hefty, it seems. Yeah, and Germany, so northern Germany as well. We're expecting a lot of snow tomorrow. I was thinking about that, Voyager. I was thinking about that, but then I saw that Amsterdam VATSIM is online, and I thought we may as well do that. 90% flights in Dallas cancelled. Wow, crazy. Yeah. Good. Then de-icing. So we are expecting a de-icing pad here. So either Delta Alpha 2 November, Delta Alpha 1 November, or Delta Alpha 3 November, which is just prior to the departure runway. And it has been snowing on and off, so we're going to have to do a 2-step procedure for de-icing. And probably type 4 would be best. and then yeah, we'll have a look at the hold of times. Departure. Now let me get the correct departure route here. That's the wrong one. And we have 08. Let me get rid of that. And it should be an overlay. Let me search for it. So input, oops, input, no, input. There we go. Yeah, then it should be the input 3 Quebec. That's the one there, that's supposed to be. Hey Lee, wie geht's dir? Gute. Today did a weird flight in a sim, took off in Boston. Finished 1039, wow. And then 600 knots ground speed, landed Bologna at 997 km. Yeah, that's a long flight though. Lee, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. All good on my side. So this climb level 70. We have the sector 4,000 meters. And Nige, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone. Big round of applause, Nige. And a big shout out to Nige B. Check out the channel on Twitch. Thank you so much for the raid, guys. Welcome. Yeah, we're just in a briefing. So we're flying an A320 from Munich to Amsterdam. We have Amsterdam VATSIM today. Looking forward to the approach there, as always, very professional. And then on the second return flight, we're going to have our wheel of failures today. So come on in, enjoy the flight. Right, so we're just briefing just for the departure, sector 4,000 feet, RNF1, RNP1, GPS required, interesting for today's departure. So DME or DME IRU updating is not authorized. So to fly this input 3 Quebec, we need GPS. Good. Apart from that, don't really see anything special there. And we did say we want some more fuel for taxi out, because we're going to have to de-ice the aircraft with engines running. Title stream isn't right? What you mean? Hang on, title stream isn't right? Hold on. What you mean? I don't see, well, on mine it says FENIX A320 Munich to Amsterdam. That's an event. That's what I'm seeing. Can maybe one of my moderators check the title on Twitch? No. Maybe reload the screen. Good. Here we are. This is the beauty. This is the beauty we're flying today. I know IRL, it's a Neo livery. I know. But I just wanted to fly it, okay? There we go. Praise to the people that, yeah, from Kaplan, right? It's near Cologne, isn't it? Right, cool. I think we're good to get into the aircraft. So I can just see my iPad died. Lol. It's Michael Schumacher. Yes, you're right. Hey, Paul. Yeah, you're right. It is. Well, I guess we have to charge the iPad, don't we? So we might as well just go ahead and see if I find the switch here. Now that's something weird. IRL, if you put on the dome light, at least one of the dome lights should come on, if I remember correctly, even without the battery power. Right, just make sure that we've got all the switches in the correct position there. Key lever, spoilers, flaps, windshield wipers, they're looking good. Let's get the ground power on.
Where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Indeed, Ronald. And Nige, thank you so much for 18 months.
Nigel Captain.
Greetings, Nige. And thank you so much for the 18 months, Nige. What have you been up to today, Nige? What did you fly? I honestly, Drehstörpilot, I disagree. I disagree. I'm absolutely sure. So completely powered down, This light here should be on the hot battery bus. But hang on. Anyways, that's just from my memory. Flying the A320. And MAN, hello to you. Wie geht's dir? Sorry for the question. So, Service, would you recommend the A350 in the current state? The last time I've flown it, I was okay with it, but I keep hearing people saying that they do have issues from time to time with VATSIM crashes. But again, I can't confirm that because the last time that I flew it, it was okay. It was just still a bit twitchy in the pitch axis. And people will tell me that real-world pilots are saying that it is that twitchy, but honestly, I've seen videos. If you have a look on YouTube, if you watch some videos there with the pilots doing the inputs, they're doing fairly large inputs, especially in the flare, and the aircraft does not react, overreact the way the sim does, right? So, just saying. And Virtual Rescue, hello to you. How are you? Good. Right, let's do the rest of the items here. So let's have a look at the overhead panel. Crew oxygen supply, ground control for the voice recorder. Gotta get the IRS running. Make sure the strobe light is off, not in auto, but off on VATSIM, because if you have it on auto, it'll start blinking for everybody else. So I'm going to put the seatbelts on, smoking to auto, signs to arm. Let's do a quick fire test. Wow, he did 5 flights. Comanche, Kodiak, Kit Fox, Suez Canal, California, Malaysia. Oh, nice, Nigel. Yeah, Comanche. I love the Comanche as well. So whenever we do our 1 engine out tours, VFR tours, I also mostly fly the Comanche. I really like it. Good. -2 degrees EGT, and we are on real time and real weather. This panel here... That looks good. Radar is off, and we are good to go. Now I am using, as always, with the FENIX, I am using the whole panel here, including the MCDU. So I'll be using that. I'll type with my normal MCDU, and you guys can watch. Good database here. I've already loaded everything in here, and so what we're going to do, let me go ground services, let's get the chat way on, and LH Virtual, hello to you. Yeah, I know, but I don't mind. As you know, I'm just happy having this beautiful livery. So but who knows, this year should at least get the release for the FENIX Neos, right? And Shadowcaster, hello. And Fischkopf, hey, servus, wie geht's dir? Ich sehe wieder normal aus. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I still think TOLIS has just, just an overall better feel to it. When flying it, so I can make more consistent, better landings in a TOLIS compared to FENIX. But yeah, I think FENIX has improved on their flight model. Oh, really? Saw that yesterday? IRL in Frankfurt. Nice. On the A320 or which aircraft? Because I know they have the 787 in that painting. But has that 787 flown yet? I'm not sure, because it was in maintenance, because they have to do some stuff in the cabin first. So I'm not sure. QNH is 995. That's pretty low. Oh, it's gone to Mumbai. Hey, Kalium. Mumbai, nice. Okay, cool. Good. Yeah, and man, I'm not in any form envious of the people, the real-world pilots, having to fly to Montreal, to Minneapolis, at you know, minus 20, minus 25 degrees Celsius. Very challenging and windy as well. Lots of wind. So good. Let's have a quick look here. I'm going to go on the right hand side. ATSU AOC menu. Go flight init. Data requests. And then once that's done, I can see that's a good database. We'll go here, init a page, and then we'll hit init requests here as well. Yeah. They have done that, really. They've painted the retro again on the A321, and that's now Sierra Zulu. Okay, wow. Nice. Yeah, it's great for spotters, isn't it? 55 Tango, cost index, it says on the flight plan, it says 11. Okay, interesting. 11 cost index. So there we go. Cruise level 340. Temperature up there is minus 60. That's cold. That is cold. Minus 60. I'm going to get the wind request in here while I'm on this page. Fish copy flew to Z-Bombard yesterday in Memphis and got severe icing. Stick shake on fine. Yeah, you see, Fish Cop, that's the thing, right? I have a feeling, you know, while X-Plane, they are doing a good job in generally simulating a lot of things. But then I think, like with the wind, the icing is just overdone as well a bit, isn't it? Hey, Nate Wolf, hello to you. Or Night Wolf. Everything's frozen, yeah. I mean, you know, you're getting into temperature ranges. So I think for the 787, minus 40 is it's one of the limits there, where you have to have. Not sure it was electric battery power or something. I would have to check the limitations, but yeah, that was you know, we're getting into temperature ranges that are critical. Nonetheless, though, you have to realize that an airliner flies for hours and hours in minus 60, minus 65 degrees Celsius, right? It's not as if that will damage the airframe.
Ladies
but
and gentlemen, welcome aboard
on the
Captain
ground,
Blackbox
for departure, you just have to realize that on the ground you will have more moisture compared to, you know, 35,000 feet. So you've got to make sure the aircraft is free of ice, right, for departure. That's the thing. And also to, Abai Vinkat, thanks so much for the tier 1. Welcome, much appreciated. I'll give you a round of applause for that. Thank you so much, much appreciated. Nate Wolf, okay. Thank you so much, Nate Wolf. I appreciate that. Good, so that was the init A page. One more thing on the init B page. So I'm going to fill out the first, or the expected zero fuel weight, 59.7. And while I'm here, let me already start my... Now, I'm going to do boarding only. Because what I'll do... I'm just going to change the fuel value manually afterwards. So right now we've got 5.9 tons, but I want another 300 on top of that. Oh, that's cool. Venkat. Yeah, that's good. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Whatever I can answer, I will try to answer. Block fuel right now. I'm going to enter the right now, or the current block fuel. But we are aware that we may change that to include some fuel for the de-icing. So just looking now, we're not really facing any snow. Oh, well, yeah, it is. You can see very light snowfall there happening, so it is snowing. So we have to de-ice the aircraft for sure. Right. Then I'm going to change the alternate fuel because Eindhoven is the alternate airport. It says 1 ton pretty much, 950 kilograms. I'll change that to 1 ton. and the alternate field here. So now I have a better estimate later on for the extra time. So diffrips, that's a mnemonic for making sure, hey John, for making sure you enter all the important data into the MCDU. So D is the data page. So we have a look at the aircraft status, database, and so on. Then we have the I for the init page, usually init A page. Ground temperature is -2, by the way. So I'll put that in there. And then the F stands for flight plan, so which means we will do the departure route 8 left, and we set the input 3 Quebec, which we're going to enter now. Then we have our flight plan route all the way to Norku. Amsterdam is a bit weird with the arrivals. So there isn't really a transition all the way to the runway. So what I do expect is come on. So what I do expect is the Norku to Alpha arrival, which takes us over Sonsa, Robis, Oskur, and then to Artip. Now, they are very strict with this arrival routing. So that includes the altitude restrictions, but also the speed restrictions. So be aware of that. Now, very often, you're going to have to get a clearance after Artip. And very often, they will give you things like direct Sierra Papa Lima. And so, initially via Schiphol to the airport, and then you'll get radar vectors. And I do expect the ILS 06 later on. The wind is from the east in Amsterdam, so I expect ILS 06, which will enter now. And so I'm going to enter the Norku to Alpha arrival. Here, I'm not going to do anything in regards to approach via. So I'm going to select no via. Okay. Which, of course, will lead us with a big discontinuity from Artip. There it is. And then for the ILS, I'm not sure these waypoints. Is that new? Let me just check here. Amsterdam approach. So here's the ILS 6. Oh yeah, that's a 609. Alpha Mike 110, 609. Those are on final there. That's why. Yeah, and the final ascent is out of 609, out of 2,000 feet, very low. So low pressure, temperature -1. And here we go. Look at that. Landing runway 06 as expected right now in Amsterdam. Great. Cool. Sierra Papa Lima. Yeah. Schiphol. Exactly. Well, no. So if you take 06 for arrival, then the taxi in is actually going to be very fast. So we do expect to taxi towards Alpha Whiskey 4. Alpha 4 Whiskey. So we'll be standing somewhere on this side of the terminal there. Also Amsterdam, another thing that's worth mentioning is Amsterdam does have dedicated taxi routes. So they will just tell you to taxi to a certain gate, and they expect you to understand which taxi lane you have to take, Alpha or Bravo. So you'll see here on the taxi chart, so that's on the parking chart, you will see the arrows, okay? So unless they tell you something non-standard, you expect it to taxi exactly on those dedicated taxiways, right? So an example, today 06 would be great, right? We could just vacate Sierra 4, Alpha 4, bam, onto the stand. Then you actually have a more problem of the 3-minute cooldown timing for the engines before we can shut them down. Yeah, but anywhere else, so let's say you're parking Delta you would expect to go Sierra 4 Bravo. Okay. Right. Good. Apart from that, nothing major that I see for now. Excellent. Right. So like I said, we'll leave that as is. So diff, so we have the F, then we have R for RATNAV. Departure today, I mean, there's nothing really you would have to set, but just as a general thing for the orientation here, I'm going to get myself Delta Munich, so Munich North, Delta Mike November, which is 16.0. Apart from that, I don't see anything else worth putting in there. Now let me find my input tree Quebec. I don't know why I didn't save that. Hang on. Input 3 Quebec. Come on, save it. There we go. Alright.
Passengers boarding starting.
Good. Diff rips. So we have the R. Now the another I. That's the second page of the init section. So we'll take that. Let's have a look here. Gonna get the cabin PA on as well. Good. Diff rips. So init B page is filled out. Now P for performance and S diff rips secondary flight plan. So we'll go secondary flight plan, now copy active. Now Nate, who's not able to watch today, but Nate was saying he wanted me to go through the secondary flight plan thing a bit faster. So saying route 2 quick return. Okay. Now I know that some people go through, you know, big, great lengths to program in a return plan or a engine out path here into the flight plan page or the secondary flight plan page. I don't really bother with that. Hey, I was Scotsman, greetings to you. I know Lulu Pilot, yeah, but we've got runway 06 currently. Easterly winds, so hopefully that's going to be the one. Yeah, so really I don't bother with programming routings so that you can fly it with nav mode. The reason being is that very often experience shows if you actually do have an engine failure, ATC may give you a you know, a radar vector at some point, or you know, you may do something else. So, you know, going through the great lengths of programming everything and then suddenly you realize, you know, you actually have an engine failure on departure, you're going to do something completely different. So in my opinion, it's more a waste of time than anything else. So the only thing really I want to do here on the secondary flight plan is to get myself the airport where I want to return to. And so think of this way. Why would you want to have something in the secondary page? Right, you only want to have that because when you're actually flying, you're going to be hard pressed regarding workload. So you want to avoid at low altitude having to program, you know, much stuff into the MCDU. So that way you can do things into the MCDU on the ground to help you with the workload. But that for me is only if I want to do a quick return to the airfield. I'll give you an example. I flew with a captain when I was a first officer on the 737. And he was actually still in the process of digesting a absolutely hair-raising abnormal he actually had in the real aircraft in Hanover. So they took off at night and they hit a flock of geese, just like Hudson River with Sully or Sullenberger. Very similar case at nighttime. And one engine was broken, completely inoperative, and the other engine was sputtering. So they were, and that's IRL, that actually happened. And so they were just, trying to get the aircraft in a slight climb. And they were doing a low-level circling, if you like. And so the captain said he always kept the airport in sight. So his thought was, should the other engine die as well, he would just try to get the aircraft down somewhere on the airfield. Right? So that way, the airfield around the runways has a fairly flat, obstacle-free condition. And also you would have the fire brigades right at the airport, right? So that was his thought. And so they were flying a low-level pattern. And I think it took like 8 minutes. And then they landed again, right? And the engine luckily held through until they touched down. But that's like the only case really I want to have programmed into the MCDU, so that I don't have to worry about quickly activating secondary flight plan and having the performance data available, right? So on the secondary flight plan, you can get secondary performance. So look at the screen here, it says sec takeoff performance. And you can also do sec approach performance, right? So I can actually put the QNH in here. Temperature -2. I can put in the wind, which is currently given at, let me see here, weather, ATIS, Munich. It says, 280 at 3. Oh no, they changed 26. No! Oh. They just changed 2.6, it seems. Yeah, they have. Good thing I caught it now. So, let's do first of all the primary again. Departure. And that's just so real life. 2.6 right. And this time it's going to be the 2 November. Input 2 November. Insert. Now we're going to have discontinuity. I'm going to close the discontinuity here. And then on the secondary, we'll do exactly the opposite now. So it's going to be not 8 left, but it's going to be 2.6 right for landing with no star, no via. And then on the performance, secondary index performance. Now I'm going to go to the secondary approach page. 280 at 3. Right, LS26 right. And I can even put in the minimums if I wanted to. Right, I could look at the charts. And then look at the 26 right minimum. Right. So these are things I could do now to help me with the workload in case we would have, an engine failure or fire, whatever. That would require a quick return. So now you can see I've done everything I really need to do to quickly just activate secondary flight plan, and bam, I would have the ILS tuned and I would have the approach page already finished. So I could just activate the approach phase and I would be good to go. Cool. Another little trick. So the diff rips S is a secondary page with or secondary flight plan. I've done that. Performance we'll do once we get the final load sheet. But another thing you do is if you go to the data index second page and then go on the right hand side here, go to pilot routes. Just put a name in there. So I could put in MUC AMS, for example, as a name. And then store the active flight plan. And what that does, it's going to give me the routing. Right? So then what I can do is simply go to my flight plan. And especially that's a good thing if you have a longer flight plan. And then I can... It's disconnecting all the time today for some reason. Yeah, and then I can go and look at my flight plan, right? And I can say, okay, input, Yankee 102, Alibu, direct, Mazek, Lima. Okay, interesting. I don't know why it's showing that. I would have to check the flight plan then. But Lima 604, bigger, and then Tango 281 Norku. But that's, yeah, Amsterdam. Okay, that's weird. I guess that's IRL, it would have the correct routing in there. So I'm just going to check Alibu. There we go. So that's Alibu there. And then Alibu and then direct Marzek. It's interesting enough, it's on the airway, so I'm not sure why SimBrief didn't give me that Lima 604 here. But anyway, the waypoint is there, and then we've got 604 all the way down to Norku, and then Nokuru to Alpha. Yeah, so that's all fine. All correct. Excellent. Right, that's all done. Oh yeah, and for the fix info, so we'll put Munich 26 right. Boarding is finished, and then we'll put the radial is going to be 260, and the engine out says track 260 to 25 miles. So I'm just going to enter 25 into the radius there, and that's all I need, right? That's all I need for my tracking there. Okay, so there's the blue line there, and then if I go 25 miles, there we go, and that will help me with you know, with the tracking. Oh, Paul, no, but let's say, you know, let's say you just have an engine failure, flame out, and you do a normal pattern, engine out pattern. You've got more time. Then, you know, you would do a normal ILS Cat 1 approach, and you know, with a minimum, right? That's it. Also, quickly, let's have a look at the performance here. So what I'll do, I'm going to have a look at 165, 2475. Right. So let's do that. That was about 162 passengers. No, 160 passengers. No, it was 165 it was. 2500 roundabout. Let's take 400. And then fuel, we did say not the 5.9, but we want to have 6.2. Right, apply, load the aircraft. Load the aircraft, instant. There we go. So now we have the 59.70 fuel weight still, which is correct. And then we have the fuel, though, is 6.2. Perfect. And again, that is to have fuel for the anti-icing or the icing. Excellent. Good. Max landing weight is 64.5 tons here. Okay, so we're actually going to be overweight, and hence IRL. We would talk about on the ground already. We would talk about an overweight landing. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, I just saw it. Hang on. Overweight landing, 25.8. Great. Where is that? Which page is that? So, 20. Where do I see the pages? 25.8 down here, right? It's a shame that you cannot click on the index and then just get there quickly. So I always have to search for that. Okay, anyways, what I can do, I can also do the following. So I do have a little neat app called SimRef, which allows me to simulate a more real to life EFB. So it's this one here, SimRef, and so under abnormal, I can go and have miscellaneous, and then I'll go to overweight landing. Now I can also highlight that. So IRL, what we would have done in case we do a quick return and think about a overweight landing, we would already check a few things. So as example, it tells you max weight for certain elevations, let's say 2,000 feet, temperature is below 10
Happy
degrees.
Sunday, Black Box
83
and fellow
tons. We're
followers.
below that. Hey, Flying Greenland, greetings to you. Tier 3, that's a generous tier 3, and that's 58 months. Happy Sunday as well, Flying Greenland. Greetings to you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so then we would have a look at the prompt here. Is the aircraft above maximum weight for landing? No. So we don't have to do config 3. We can, but we don't have to. For approach, pack 1 and 2 off or supplied by APU. Okay, we'll talk about that. If landing in config other than full, then you have to realize that it's one of the rare cases where normally when you go around, let's say you're doing a config full, you would go flaps 3 in the case of go around. If you got flap 3 for the approach, go around flaps 2. However, this is just a very few exception where if you're doing a config 3 approach but you're overweight and you go around, you go straight to config 1. Okay, so then VLS aim speed for the threshold, minimize vertical speed at touchdown. After main landing gear is touchdown, use max reverser. After noseable touchdown, apply brakes as necessary, and then when landing complete, brake fans on. Right. That's the whole procedure. So we will have talked about this again. Saves workload in case you have to do a quick return. Another thing I would do today, for example, if we got de-icing, right? I would actually have a look here and already ask my first officer regarding, you know, when's the last time we de-iced the aircraft, anti-iced the aircraft. So there's two things here. So one is the checklist, the anti-icing on ground. And then it says, with engines running, and this is what we're going to do today, as we're taxiing out to the de-icing area, it says, after start, flaps 0. Okay. Now, obvious, right? Because right now, reset GSX here. Right now, as the aircraft is standing on the apron and you have snowfall, if you taxi out before the icing and have the flaps out, you can have snow falling into the cavities, into the areas that are then not protected, right? And so that's why you leave everything as is. You have the aircraft de-iced, and then also there could be ice somewhere that could then maybe damage the flap drive as you are extending the flaps without having de-iced the aircraft first of all. So that's why it does say in the procedure, non-standard after start items, remember we're going to leave the flaps up. Okay, flaps at 0. And then we'll have airframe de-icing, anti-icing on the ground. So I'm going to go later on through this checklist here to make sure that yeah, we don't damage the aircraft by not having the right configuration. Good. Apart from that, I'm happy. And so we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to get the clearance. And so before we do the departure briefing, let's pick up our PDC. Overlay input. Oh, that wasn't overlay. That's a normal departure here. There we go. Yeah, that's the expected departure route. Input to November. Anyhow, let's go. Let's do ATSU. We're going to go to ATC request. Free departure clearance. And we're still online, yeah. So we have gate 248 alpha. So gate 248 alpha. ATIS information. Currently it says Victor. Victor station is Munich. And Yeah. Sorry, that's you have to write Moin when you're in Bayern. You have to write Moin. They love that. And then we'll send that off. Good. Right, let's just wait for the clearance to come back. And then we'll go, in the meantime, 26 right. I'm going to put runway wet as it is. It's snowing, right? So it's not contaminated per se, but it does have a wet surface. And you can remember that anything up to 3 millimeter snow, slush, standing water is just wet. Let's sync the final load sheet, 65.6. We'll have packs off. Something I've always done whenever we've had the aircraft, hey Bruno, anti-iced, and there's a lot of de-icing fluid on the runway, I'll use a packs off takeoff. You could do packs on APU if you wanted to, but usually the A320s, they were always very nicely sealed, and so you don't really have to do that. Right, it's being processed, stand by, and there it is. There's our clearance. We are cleared to Amsterdam. 26 right, input 2 November. That is correctly programmed. Squawk 2524. 2524. And then we'll go, let's page down. Next frequency is 121730. Request startup according estimate off block time or CTOT on 21730. Now, let me see. Let's send that. Let me see if we do have to go into VATSIM to see if we need a TOBT. What's the matter? I've already clicked that. Close. Hang on, let's close. Good. Departing Munich. No, I don't see anything regarding TOBT. I know that there was a website where you had to type in your estimate off block time, but I don't see it anymore. Now it says de-icing. If you require de-icing, please let our controllers know with initial contact. And de-icing is usually performed in one of the 3 pads near the runway. Good, we have CDA received, clearance confirmed, close. So that loop is complete. Alright, so now let me quickly check the last load sheet here. No. Receive messages. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. So we have a zero fuel weight 59.6. CG is going to be 32.7. Block fuel should be 6.2 now. All correctly now inserted. Let's accept that. And so we have 65.6 tons right now takeaway. Now we have about 500 kilograms taxi fuel in that. So, but we did calculate the performance with 65.6 here. We're going to full length. The reason is that we are going to be de-icing near the full length. So we'll do that. Full length. Sync the weather again. Let's calculate that. Actually, let's do that with 994. And then -1 degrees. Let's calculate that. Good. So we have 138, 151, 151, transition 5000, 62 on the flex, and flaps 1. We'll send that. D3642, hello to you.
Cargo 1 at Markov Heavy, turning final runway 26 left, measure traffic.
No ghost. I know you normally would be. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. With Alpha 3. Ground charts. Let's have a look.
Salzburg traffic, this is Fraction Jet 889, about 63 miles north west. Will be coming in.
Yeah, the only thing I think would make
on
sense
runway
is Alpha 13, because that's the only position there. Yeah, okay, I'll accept that. Yeah, I'll accept that. We'll do that. So Alpha 13, kind of worst case for us today, 200 meter shift. All right, let's do that. And let's send that to the MCDU. Perfect, thank you much. Good. So the last thing to do...
This is Salzburg, this is Fraction Jet 889. Wrong here.
We'll go with the NDP 2, so 2490. And then I'm going to put that in here. And we have acceleration 3,000 feet for engine out. Talked about the track. Okay, good. Then we're going to go quick briefing here. So A320 with sharklets, CFM engines. Technically all good at the moment. Parked here at 248 Alpha. Charts, let me get mine. Has anyone else ever had a problem with Lido charts here in the Phoenix? No worries, I'm in. And got a question desktop, because that's why I'm currently not want to use the Lido charts. Good, so here, 248 Alpha, pushback Echo 2, and then we just taxi Echo 2 November 4.
Thank you.
No hotspot there. And as we said, then we're going to taxi out all the way to the de-icing pads here on the eastern side. So either it's going to be DA15, DA14 or DA13. One of those three de-icing pads there.
München delivery, schönen guten Abend.
Yeah, departure was the input to November. Initial climb 70. Waypoints Delta Mike 066, 064, 065, max to 50 knots.
Correction.
Very important, even if we're above level 250, we have to be at speed 250 unless ATC says otherwise.
Information Victor is on board, clear to Hannover via info to November departure, climb via sit to 7,000 and squawk is 1,000, Lufthansa 2, Victor Papa.
Good.
Victor Papa, report correct, report ready.
Any questions from your side? Sector was 4,000 feet all around, 5,000 safe.
Delivery, hello, the Transavia 6.
Oh, there's MAN.
3, position 182,
Nice.
information.
Cool.
Victor
All right.
requesting clearance to
we talked about the icing procedure. Anything else? So special threats. Yeah, cold temperature maybe to think about. But 5,000 is safe, even with the safety buffer.
6, Diner 3, München delivery. Hello, information Victor, cleared Amsterdam via input to November departure, flight plan route climb by set to flight level 7.
Then let's read a checklist. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my my checklist here.
Cleared Amsterdam via the
So let's go
November departure.
checklist.
Initially flight level
So cockpit
70
preparation
and
checklist,
4,
right?
5,
We'll use
3,
that.
Transavia 6,
We'll take
Transavia 6,
everything off as we go
confirm
along.
squawk 3543.
A little bit smaller there. So gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity is 6,180 kilograms.
Transavia 603, feedback correct, report and ready.
Balanced.
ready for push and start.
Then we have seatbelts on. ADRs
Startup approved for push
is
710. Bye-bye.
and Barbara Ref Kitch 995 set check 3 times, and that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. And let's go before start. I'm going to call in a second, fully ready. Let's put that to on. We have the fuel pumps to go. Beacon goes on. That is all done. Service München, the Lufthansa 55 Tango, stand 248 Alpha, fully ready.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, start about approved for push, contact airport 121710, tschüss.
Start approved, pushback 121710. Schönen Abend, tschüss, die Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
München ground service, the Lufthansa 55 Tango, stand 248 Alpha, requesting push.
55 Tango München apron, good evening. Stand by, that's traffic push.
Standing by, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Is the ATC okay? I was a bit quiet, I think, right now. Right? Good. Before start, parking brake is set. We have takeoff speeds thrust 138, 150, 151, flex 62. Windows, doors, closed. 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 Yeah, and the beacon is on. And that's the 4-star checklist complete.
Sorry, total mein Fehler. 118.705.
Looking here.
11805, heroing 27 Charlie.
Nicht ganz 118.705.
Perfect audio, thank you much.
118.705, sorry.
Pavel, hello to you. Question, we need to take off from the airport urgently due to some reasons. Do we need to fill out all the MC data, or can we just start engine takeoff? Well, Pavel, I would say the least things you have to enter are the data where it has orange boxes in the MCDU. Okay, so these are the data that are vital for the aircraft. Anything else, yeah, you could theoretically do in the air, but yeah, everything that has an orange box in it, you need to fill out. No. Now I'm gonna expect. We did say Echo 2 facing north. Hopefully, it's not going to change. There's a Condor behind me there. And a nice A350. Up next to us.
München ground, die Lufthansa 2129 at November 3, request taxi to gate.
Lufthansa 2129 München apron, guten Abend, taxi descent 581 via Delta 1, Delta 6, question, Delta 6 blue.
We will taxi to stand
So we have
581 via Delta 1, Delta 6 blue, Lufthansa 2129.
It's a bit down now, isn't it? After start, we do all the items except the flaps, okay? And the cool thing is that we can read the after start checklist, right? We are allowed to set the pitch trim, even if we haven't de-iced the aircraft yet. That is allowed. No, so the only thing I'm allowed to do right now is to start the engines. Yeah, so if we had, for example, no APU,
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Fox.
and we would have to start, you know, one engine at the gate, for example, then yeah, we would be allowed to start. But for pushback, we have to contact the ramp controller
207 Alpha via Whiskey 2
to get the clearance for that.
Mission
No,
schönen guten Abend,
Ghost,
North Flight Cargo 1 at Takeoff, enter Sierra 3.
So the thing is that the after start checklist does not have the flight control check. That comes with the taxi checklist.
München apron, guten Abend. Stand 901 via Romeo.
Stand 901 via Romeo North Flight Cargo 1 at Takeoff.
Yeah, this is
Could afford Juliet Golf respect.
104 Juliet Golf, entry November 4 via Echo 2.
yeah, so same thing goes.
Entry November 4 via Echo 2 for Juliet Golf.
You know, theoretically there could be ice here.
Lufthansa 4 Papa is
And so
ready
yeah,
for
you
taxi.
don't want to move those surfaces before you have de-iced the
Lufthansa
aircraft.
4 Papa taxi via Echo 3 blue line, Delta 6 blue line, hold shot of Echo 2.
Taxiway Echo 3, Blue Line, Delta 6, Blue Line, hold short, Echo 2, Lufthansa 4, Papa.
Ryanair Foxtrot ready, taxi.
Okay, is that Honda is taxiing, fantastic.
Echo 1 Orange Line.
So we should be able to depart or push back any moment now.
Echo 1 Orange Line, Charlie 3 Orange Line, Whiskey 1 Orange Line, and then Charlie 1 entry November to Ryanair Foxtrot.
Ghost also wrote Munich, you always get the line closest to the gate? No, not always. You have to listen.
München open, is on the block, thank you for ATC, bye bye. Vielen Dank fürs Fliegen.
Yeah, so Jacob, it's...
Lufthansa 55 Tango, pushback approved, face north.
Push face north, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Yeah, the problem is...
Transavia 693, request pushback.
That ATC is very quiet. It's just the other aircraft that are very loud. So I can only just set one or the other, right?
Cabin crew, all doors in flight.
Push approved, facing north, Orange Line, Transavia 693.
Good. We've done the checklist. We have AQ bleed on. What is that?
Under 4, Juliet Golf. That's New Canage.
Right, let's do engine starts.
Contact tower 118 test.
Let me try that here.
Greenwich 994, tower 118.05 for Conrad for Juliet Golf, thank you.
Transavia 693, pushback approved, face north, Blue Line.
Push approved, facing north, Blue Line, Transavia 693.
Sehr geehrte Gäste, einen schönen guten Abend, recht herzlich willkommen.
München Ground, Servus, Lufthansa 2 Victor Papa is now ready for pushback.
Recht herzlich.
Lufthansa 2 Victor Papa, München April, guten Abend, pushback approved,
Der
face north.
Handgepäck muss jetzt sicher verstaut sein, ohne einen
Pushback approved, facing north, Lufthansa 2 Victor Papa.
Schaltet im Handgepäck. Leichtere Geräte wie Mobiltelefone oder Tablets dürfen Sie gerne jederzeit im Flugmodus benutzen. Schnallen Sie sich jetzt an und ziehen Sie Ihren Sicherheitsgurt fest. Gemeinsam mit meinem
Good. Engine 1 available. Let's stop engine 2.
Dear guests, good evening and a very warm welcome. My name is Peter Benz, I'm the purser on this flight, and together with my crew it's my pleasure to welcome you on board your Lufthansa and Starlines flight. Kindly make sure that your hand baggage is stowed safely and does not block the aisle emergency exit. Please switch off your laptop and place it in the hand baggage.
Continue
You are
taxi
welcome
to entry
to use
November
lighter
4
devices
via
such
Echo
as
2
mobile phones
and
or
revise
tablets
New
in flight.
Canage 999.
Please fasten your seatbelts now and pull it tight.
Pushing taxi to entry November 4 via Echo 2 and New Canage, November 4, Lufthansa 4, Papa.
Good. We have good engine start. Just waiting for the avail light to come on there. There it is. So let's do the after start items. But remember, no flaps. But we will set the pitch trim to 0.5 down. Moving 0.5 down is good. And then just gonna wait for the all clear signal here. Let's get
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Yeah, me too. We'll see what happens today, yeah. But that's on the second flight, okay, just to make sure. And Sim Caesar, hello to you. Nice to see you. Happy Sunday. You're streaming today, right, Sim Caesar, with the VFA flights? Yeah, so guys, check out Sim Caesar's channel, please, here on Twitch. And he always invites all the people to join their group flights. VFR. Where are you going today, Caesar? Yeah, you can. Hold on.
Bei einer Evakuierung lassen Sie Ihre Gepäckstücke zurück. Das Rauchen ist an Bord nicht erlaubt. Please now have a look at the information card.
Hey Mark, are you in, by the way? Radio check with Lindley.
118.705, Lufthansa 4, Bangkok.
They are marked accordingly.
Moscow, my... Oh wow, that's a worldwide trip then.
Remember, the nearest exit may be located behind.
Right, so waiting for the all clear signal.
Was that for 909 Foxtrot?
Smoking is not permitted.
There it is. So, I am going to switch on the engine anti-ice as we do have occasional snowfall. So after start, anti-ice, engine anti-ice on. ECAM status is checked, pitch trim down 0.5, rudder trim neutral. That's the after start checklist. Completed. Lufthansa 55 Tango, request taxi.
The 55 Tango, revised new QNH 994, taxi to entry, November 4 via Echo 2.
Echo 2, entry November 4, new QNH 994, Lufthansa 55 Tango. You see, that's why I did calculate the performance with 994. Right? One of the rare cases where finally it was worth doing that. Otherwise I would have to recalculate the take performance. Right side clear, left side clear, let's go. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that we do need de-icing Lufthansa 55 Tango.
The 55 Tango, roger, is noted, and yeah, report to tower again.
We'll do so. Thank you much, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Here comes the brake check. Brakes are working. No, so you, so the pitot heat here on the A320, you don't really touch that switch. So as soon as one engine is running on the ground, they are heated. So the pitot static ports are heated, and they will be heated on the first heating level. Once you're airborne, they'll be heated much stronger. So there will be more current going through it and heated stronger, right? So it has two strengths, if you like. Also, sometimes when it's very cold and you had lots of precipitation, then there may be some ice on those ports, right, and on the pitots. Then on the ground, that's why you have a manual switch for that. So on the ground, and also the window could be frozen up, right? And for that, on the ground, you have that window heat button there and the pitot heat button. That is just for defrosting, right? But otherwise, you just leave that in automatic, and you don't have to worry about it. Right, here's November 4.
Lufthansa 5 Mike Hotel, push back and start.
So tower is going to be 2505.
Lufthansa 55 Tango Tower, 118.705, good Flug.
118.705, Fashion Amt, tschüss, die 55 Tango. That's a different frequency. Right, there we go, that's the Purser.
Hallo, hier ist der Peter von der 1 links. Die Kabine ist klar.
Danke, Peter, bis später. Hello, that Ryanair.
The cargo 1 Romeo Tango, Tower hello, wind 280 degrees, 3 knots, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Alright, let's see what the icing pad we get.
Under 4 Juliet Golf, contact apron 1-to-1, this correction, contact departure 1239005.
Dispatcher 1239005, Condor 4 Juliet Golf.
München Tower, it's got the Lufthansa 55 Tango November 4, we need the icing.
The first Eurox 27 Charlie, taxi to Alpha 15 via November.
Taxi to 1 point Alpha 15 via November, Eurowings 720.
Mr. 55 Tango Tower, hello, taxi to de-icing pad 15 via November, report de-icing completed.
We'll taxi to de-icing pad 15 and via November I will call you de-icing completed Lufthansa 55 Tango. Good.
Oh, good evening, Lufthansa 16 Alpha, LS 26 left.
I think there's a marking, Avimar,
16
where
Alpha,
you have
Tower,
to stop
wind
on
280 degrees, 3 knots, 26 left, clear to land.
6 left, clear to land, Lufthansa 16
Quick question,
Alpha,
when the icing on ground, do you extend flaps to takeoff configs? No, you don't. So you leave the flaps up You de-ice and anti-ice the aircraft, and then you extend the flaps.
Victor Papa, I said entry November 4.
If it's snowing very heavily
Papa, tower,
and you
hello,
expect more delay before departure,
then
you would delay the flaps extension until you get to the departure point. Wow, today I have a feeling it's Sunday, and the server is somewhat laggy today. Kind of weird that I get somewhat worse performance today. But anyways, it's all good. Let me try to get GSX now for de-icing. So de-icing service, okay. De-icing 15, 26 right. Follow me? No. So now we just taxi forward to the de-icing pad. Hopefully GSX knows where number 15 is. So Ali, the base is the Moser AB9, and the stick on top of that is from FS Projects. Yeah. Thank you much, Fishka. And Mickey, hello. You're climbing through what? Level 600 in the Concorde. Good God. GG. Pro pilot.
Mr. Dynamite November Tower, hello, good. You're 27 Charlie, line up 26 right.
Line up, what do we do?
Good. Anything else? Yeah, I'm gonna get my my checklist up. So we have de-icing on ground. The only thing that's not so optimal regarding GSX de-icing is the when you said you want to de-ice the aircraft, they will start very fast. And the procedure, if you read through all the little notes, it does take some time.
693, November 2, and we need the icing.
So first steering is 27 Charlie, wind 22 degrees to north, runway 26 right, clear takeoff.
But in principle, what you can say is that for de-icing, you want to have bleeds off, you want to have the packs off, and then you want to close the outflow valve so that you don't have any risk of any fluid entering the aircraft, and you don't get any fluid into the bleed system, the pack system.
Tower, hello, taxi to de-icing pad 14 via November Alpha 14.
De-icing pad 14 via November Alpha 14.
One thing I do now, I can take out the shift because we're taking off the full length from Alpha 15. Right, here's Alpha 15 de-icing pad there. So I'm just going to position myself accordingly here. Oh, it could be that we actually have a sign there on the ground.
Sierra 7 via Sierra Lufthansa 16 Alpha.
Oh, excellent. So that's actually how pilots will know usually where to stop the aircraft, unless you have a follow me, which will guide you. But so here you have a de-icing hold, and what you do, just place your seat or your head position right next to it.
Line up 26 right.
There we go. Parking brake set. Good. Communication ground crew established. We'll do that. We'll do type 4. Then we have cabin pressure mode selector. Check auto. Is this one here? This would be manual, right? Light out means automatic. Then engine 1 bleed off. Engine 2 bleed off. AQ bleed is off. We don't switch off the packs here. Then ditching push button on, and what that does, it will close the outflow valve at the rear of the aircraft.
1780.
And then ready for spraying. So now let's get GSX. Request the ice. And there they are. Hey Alex, Grüße. I can imagine, Jacob. I honestly, I had issues as well with the
Confirm, aircraft is ready for treatment.
Landing,
yeah, so we'll do type 4 here.
Begin treatment now and observe fluid type 4.
Ja,
Concentration
landing
at
company aircraft,
I will call you back when ready.
26 right in behind.
Yeah, so I found the it's got pitch and power values really hard to achieve on the M11 from TFDI. Yeah, I remember the last time I did have issues. Yeah.
999 Foxtrot, contact departure 123 decimal 905.
So the Type 4 fluid is usually green in color, and so it's very easy to identify where you have sprayed the aircraft and how much fluid you've put on.
Clear to land 26 left, Lufthansa 6 Delta.
Lufthansa 9 Mike November, taxi entry Sierra 7 via Bravo 7 and Sierra.
No, he's not really spraying the wings, is he? But we'll pretend he's spraying the wings.
So 16 Alpha 8.1171, show out here. 121-780.
Okay, interesting. So the cargo version has N1 value.
Lufthansa 2 Victor Papa, with 20 registered on runway 26 right, clear takeoff.
Runway 26 right, clear for takeoff. Lufthansa 2 Victor Papa.
Lufthansa 4 Yankee Juliet, taxi entry November 3 via Alpha 9.
Avimar, thank you so much for reminding me. Excellent reminder. So the thing is that in these conditions, at -2 degrees and precipitation, potentially we're now picking up ice on the fan blades. So we do have to have a 30-second or even longer sometimes engine run-up at 70% on the runway before we take off, and we have to tell the tower.
I'm disconnecting. Good day.
You see it's snowing.
Mike November, contact 8.1
Good. So we've sprayed, we've got the confirmation. So now, the icing report received, we've sent that off, and then we go ditching push button off, is off, outflow valve check open, it's opening. Now, bleed restoration at least 1 minute after departure, 1 minute after spraying, which we have now. Engine bleed 1 on, and engine bleed 2 on. And then if we needed APU bleed, we'd have to wait 5 minutes. And the reason for that is the position of the outflow valve here. And the AQ inlet, not the AQ inlet down here.
10 miles ILS.
So you have fluid running down, right, on the fuselage, and then being ingested by the APU bleed. So you wait 5 minutes to make sure the excess fluid has dripped off the aircraft, just minimizing that risk of ingesting the fluid into the bleed system. Good, normal procedures resume, and that's the checklist complete. So now, the question is, should we wait with the flap extension? Because now, when we extend the flaps, there will be areas that are unprotected, because there won't be any fluid on those areas, right? So I'm going to delay the flap extension until we get closer to the runway. But what rest of the items I'm going to do now, and we can do the flight control check. So we're full up, full down, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. And we'll wait for the checklist as well until we get close to the departure. Lufthansa 55 Tango, de-icing complete.
Lufthansa Tango, taxi to holding point runway 26 right, November Alpha 15.
November holding point Alpha 15, 26 right, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Good, all clear.
For Papa, contact engine radar 123 decimal 905 by.
123, 905, Lufthansa, Papa, ciao.
Lufthansa 6 Delta Echo, taxi to entry Sierra 7 via Tango, Bravo 1 to West.
Yeah, we do have to tell the tower before line up.
To Sierra, Sierra
What's the
7
difference
via
between bleed
Tango
off
and
and pack
Bravo
off?
1 to West, Lufthansa Delta.
Yeah, so bleed just switches off the valves downstream, so before the pack system. While if you just close the pack valves, the bleed will continue to supply the pressure, but just the pack valves are closed. And so just to make sure that there's absolutely no pressure in the bleed system, Airbus says for de-icing you should have bleed system off. No, you should not do a bleed off takeoff. Why? If you switch off the bleeds, then I think you don't have engine anti-ice. That's the difference. Aviation driver, Dankeschön. And Tom, hello. It's really slow. Good, so once I have a better view of the runway, there's Transavia, that's MAN for departure. I don't see any other departure. Now, departure briefing still remains the same. We've done the calculations, which are still valid. So now we're just waiting for the flap extension.
De-icing is completed.
And then
Roger, behind
we'll read the
A320,
taxi checkers. All right, he's going to get line up.
Behind next incoming.
So we have a few more seconds.
Behind
Transavia 693, correction 26 right behind.
26 right behind 693.
Someone out there with the Lufthansa 5 miles to let November 4. Mike Hotel, München Tower, Servus, taxi to holding point, runway 26 right there. 14.
So we have the Cat 23 holding point here, which we can ignore since we don't have Cat 23 in use. So we can taxi forward to the Cat 1 holding line. Now I'm going to extend the flaps. We definitely look at the slow response of the engines.
1-1,
We definitely we have icing.
Decimal 710.
710.
Look how slow they're spooling up. Wow, they're not even spooling up at all. Now they are. Wow, that's really severe. That's severe icing. Lufthansa 55 Tango. Just for your pre-planning, we will have to do a 30-second engine run-up before departure.
Locked, Lufthansa 6 Tango X-ray.
No station recording, say again.
Lufthansa 6 Tango X-ray blocked.
Wow, they look at the other engine.
6 Tango X-ray, taxi to entry November 3 via Alpha.
Wow.
November 3 via Alpha 9 Lufthansa 6 Tango X-ray.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, due to high traffic, expect delay of 5 till 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Lufthansa 55 Tango. But I do need, look at that. I'm commanding 50-60%. The right engine is okay. It's just the left engine isn't responding. Let's have a look at the engine page here. Look at the vibrations. 4.5. No, I've never seen. I've never seen.
Apron on 12170 Lufthansa 6 Tango X-ray.
I think that. Right, now look at that. Now it's spooling up. And now look at the vibrations. Now they've gone. Yeah, I think it's a bit overdone. One engine hard condition here, Sammy. It's overdone, but just in case you're ever wondering, in the Phoenix, in these conditions, you want to take off and you apply power and nothing happens, okay? It's because there's fan blade icing. Good, in the meantime, what we can do and read the Text checklist. Flight controls check. Flap setting config 1+F. Radar PWS is on.
Delta 126.
And auto. Engine mode selector is normal. And ECAM AMO. We have takeoff no
Can you repeat that? You cut out a little at the beginning.
Cabin is ready. Aviamar node, pretty much almost, I commanded almost climb power. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit. So I'm going to leave the engines sporadically running at a bit higher settings here. And watch the vibration levels.
Delta 126, could you repeat the taxi instructions?
Hey, Vanderlei.
Delta 126, taxi to the icing area 13 via November, Alpha 13.
Taxi to the holding area via November,
sorry,
Alpha 13.
You're right. Sorry. Yeah, so you didn't see that, but what I did have is I had 4.5 vibration.
77 kilo, confirm you are on the ILS runway 26 left.
We were letting him know.
So that was 0, and that was a 4.5.
Container 603, contact with radar 123.05.
But now you can see the engines are responding better. So at the moment, it doesn't look like we have icing.
123 -05, 693.
Yeah, airport-wise, if it's snowfall that's slowly starting to fall, the airports would have options to de-ice the aircraft, de-ice the runways with chemical de-icing fluids as well.
77 kilo, wind 280 degrees 3 knots, runway 26
it'll be some mixture of urethra and but also as aircraft take off, right? The de-icing fluid will slowly drip off the aircraft, and so it's not untypical to have a lot of de-icing fluid on the runway as well, which would prevent, you know, the initial build-up.
Motion Tower 5605, entry Sierra 6.
Right, let's spool up the engines again.
Service Lufthansa 999 Victor at Sierra 8, Able Bravo 12.
Okay, that's still responding quite good.
From 498 traffic info, IFR traffic A320 on 10 o'clock, 3000 feet.
Yeah, so wing lights, good question as well.
498 wind 280 degrees 3 knots, runway 26.
So wing lights are good on the ground when you do an outside check, right? Because
55 Tango, landing A320, land up runway 26 right behind.
Landing A320, 26 right, line up runway behind, Lufthansa 55 Tango. And let me put the TCAS on.
6005, taxi to holding point, runway 0.
Yeah, so that way, on the ground, when you do an outside check, you can see the engine inlets and the leading edges.
Taxi to holding point, runway 26
there's no point from the cockpit, you can't see that.
6005.
There he is. Yeah, well, I mean, on the apron normally, you know, you have enough lights. I don't think you need that for ground ops on the ground, but yeah, if it's needed, yeah, it can help. But otherwise, right.
Lufthansa 999 Victor.
He should be
Lufthansa 999 Victor, taxi to holding point, runway 26 left, intersection Bravo 12 via Bravo 12.
Bravo 12 to Bravo 12, Lufthansa 999 Victor.
There he is, 320, let's line up, TCAS is on, packs again off. So lineup checklist, we have takeoff runway 26 right full length, TCAS TARA and pack 1 and 2 off, lineup checklist complete. Very important, when you have contamination on the runway, so that potentially it could be slippery, you do not set the park brake anymore on the runway. Max Drossman, hello. Oh really, you did a full day 13-hour de-icing? Oh wow.
Again, was this for Eurowings 21 X-ray?
So just standing on the brakes.
Runway 26 left, clear
look
to
at
land,
vibrations
Eurowings 21
here.
X-ray.
Throttles are responding, engines are responding.
Lufthansa 99 Victor, report A320, short final and flight.
So, to do the run-up, we do 70% N1, at least 30 seconds, and then we check the vibration levels. If they are normal, then we can just release the brakes, set takeoff power.
55 Tango with 280 degrees 3 knots, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
26 right, clear takeoff, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So we have the chrono running, 70%, vibrations, about 2 is normal. Right, you would expect, you know, vibration around about 2.5 units. Sorry. There we go. Good vibrations, takeoff. Manflex 62 SAS runway auto transport.
5 Mike Hotel after departing A320, then up runway 26 right behind.
After departing A320, line up runway
100 knots.
Winter Tower, Servus, Lufthansa 7 Charlie Lima for final runway 26 left.
D1.
7 Charlie Lima, 1039 departing ahead, expect set landing clearance.
Roger, thank you.
Bars right. Here up.
498, contact apron 12710.
Now we wait until we get climb power, then we can switch on the
Turkish 1 Kilo Alpha, Mission Tower, hello. Lufthansa 99 Victor, with 280 degrees.
First line climb, blue, on first.
26 left, clear takeoff, 99 Victor.
Spec 1.
Also,
we have to be aware now, as we are in the air, and the de-icing fluid has dripped off the aircraft.
Taxi to entry Sierra 5 via Sierra, give me to A320, P-Way 21 X-ray.
We have to switch on the wing anti-ice manually now.
55 Tango, contact radar 123, decimal 905.
123 905, thanks for the service, see you next time, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Jet 569 has identified, indicating 3,500 feet now. Climb via set to flight level 190. Flight level 190 with Jet 569. India Alpha Mike 9001, turn right heading 080.
Right turn 0 India Alpha Mike 9001.
Lufthansa 639, contact arrival 132.305.
Let's get level off here. So we have speed with the speed.
Lufthansa 639, good evening.
Shall I lower the Lufthansa 55 Tango, 62 climbing 70.
Yes, Lufthansa 55 Tango identified, climb via SIT to flight level 190.
Via SIT, climb level 190, Lufthansa 55 Tango. First climb, out blue 190.
Lufthansa 9 Mike, proceed direct Delta Mike 438.
So he did say via SIT,
right.
which means that speed restriction that we talked about here is valid. So it's even valid if we're above level 100. So that's one of the rare cases
Jet 569, make a left turn, direct best knee. Left direct best knee with Jet 569. Lufthansa 9 Victor, mention radar stables. Please confirm your current level and climb via switch to flight level 190. We're passing 4,800 feet and will establish.
I'm going to take wing anti-ice on here.
Level 190
just in case.
Roger, 9 Victor. India Alpha Mike 9001, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 9995.
So exactly that. Look, so we're crossing level 100, but we stay on 250 knots commanded, okay, until we pass Delta Mike 065.
Portugal 227, do you read? Portugal 227, check information Alpha, and you're cleared VTOL 26.
Is he a real controller? Is virtual? Arzt und Grenzen. We're flying the input departure.
Qantas 159, I expect runway 26 right, turn right heading 330, and descend 7,000 feet, UNH 9995.
So we have to delay anything with the seatbelt signs as well, right? Because the pitch is still above 7 degrees.
UNH 9995, turn right heading 330 and expect 26 right, Qantas 159er.
Alpha Micro 01, B220, contact arrival 118.
I got my PDC today, so that's why.
220, switch 118, and Alpha Mike 001.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, connect radar 136.230, tschüss.
A6 230, danke schön, tschüss, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Digit 569, connect 136.
Yeah, the chrono, yeah, we'll switch it off in a minute.
13623, Lufthansa 569, ciao.
So now because the commanded speed is now to climb speed.
Speedworks 484, bye.
München Abend, die Lufthansa 55 Tango, 140 climbing level 190.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, hello, identified, campus flight level 250.
Climb level 250, Lufthansa 55 Tango. 250. Good, so now what we do is going to clear the rat nav.
This is 469, hello, identified, campus flight level 300.
We can copy secondary to active again.
München, good evening, Finnair 653.
Fix info I've already deleted. Pitch is looking good now. And we can get the seatbelts.
Griffin 6 Juliet Whiskey, hello, identified.
Lights off.
Ryanair 55,
so we're still in clouds.
Separation, turn left heading 2, correction, left heading 295.
Still in the icing conditions. So icing conditions in the climb out are considered to be valid.
Connect München radar 128.030, ciao.
Until we get to below the SAT, to below minus 40 degrees Celsius. John is asking, and Dirkster, hello. Edforce 5, hello to you. Is there any risk of having anti-ice on even if it's not needed? No, so interesting, good question, John. I'm going to try to see if the FSLabs MEL list has something in that regard. Because that is quite an interesting question. And I've had this happen IRL, where one of the engine anti-ice valves was blocked and open, and it was summertime. So the only difference is going to be fuel flow. So you're going to have to cater for that. Ice protection 46.
Griffin 6 Juliet Whiskey, proceed direct ost, pass.
So ice rain protection. Let's have a look. Windshield. No. So it doesn't show that.
5 Mike Hotel, campus flight level 250.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have it in here. But the real aircraft. let me see.
Hello, Ryanair 5451, flight level 340.
Ryanair 5451, hello, identified.
Let me see if I can get my real world.
Lufthansa 55 Tango for higher monitor advisory, jump.
55 Tango advisory, bye bye. Good. Nothing on TCAS, so I'm going to climb myself to my flight planned flight level 340. 340. Right, let me see if I can find my documents here. Hey, Airbus 5, how are you doing? Good, so I'm going to have a look at the real world MEL list and regarding the engine anti-ice blocked and open. I can tell you what penalties that has. So ice and rain protection, engine anti-ice, intake protection, anti-ice valve. So it says, gives the option, anti-ice valve, engine anti-ice valve is inoperative either in the closed or the open position, right? Yeah, but the FSLabs has some MEL items, not all of them, but some. Now I can tell you that in the open position, one or both may be inoperative in the open position, provided that performance penalties are applied. Okay, that's on the Grenzen, no worries. There's a maintenance procedure required, but also there's an operation for the pilots, operational procedure. So the pilot procedure for the engine anti-ice valve blocked and open, general information at higher and a higher idle speed is set on both engines when an engine anti-ice valve is operative in the open position. So that's the first thing you'll see on the ground. You have a higher idle power position. Why? To improve the bleed extraction and improve the airflow through the engine. So it's turning at a higher RPM to supply that. We have to do flight preparations, apply penalties. For takeoff calculation, we have to apply the takeoff engine anti-ice penalty. And for an A320, as an example, regarding fuel, if we fly at 35,000 feet, one valve blocked and open, it's 1% more trip fuel. So if you say I need three tons of trip fuel, 30 kilograms because of that blocked engine anti-ice valve. It's not much, is it? 30 kilograms, negligible. But you have to write it down in your flight plan to make sure that you know you've looked at it and did the performance calculations accordingly. Also interesting, it gives you a different drift down ceiling. So of course, as you have an engine anti-ice extracting bleed air from the engine, you're going to have to level off at a lower altitude in case of engine failure. It can range between 200 to 2,300 feet. So quite a lot. And also you have to apply the maximum climb limit weight for the approach climb performance by 300 kilograms, up to almost 3 tons at higher temperatures. So yeah, so it has some influence on performance and fuel calculations, but otherwise it doesn't say anything about the temperature limitations. And I remember that we had that in summertime. And it was, I thought it can't be right. It's like, 25 degrees outside, and we're flying around with the engine anti-ice running all the time. But, no problem. John, it's quite simple. What you do, so if you click on this folder icon, your normal Windows folder explorer opens, and it brings you directly to the FENIX document folder. And then you just place your FSLabs MEL in there, or any other PDF document, and then you could call it up here. So for example, I have my own winter ops file there. Also interesting, while we're here, it's quite interesting regarding the icing risks. So you can see the airspeed and also the SAT, and that's the icing at about flight level 100, right? And in this range, so the most dangerous range is at level 100 if you're in clouds, and the temperature is, so the SAT is between 0 and minus 10 degrees. That's where you could potentially have the highest risk of really severe icing. Right, and then as you get colder, the SAT gets colder and colder. Yes, you have possible icing, but there's going to be a lot less risk on that. Yeah, and right now we've got minus 56 degrees still at temperature. So it's well below minus 40. So right now, even if we're in clouds, we would not have to switch on engine anti-ice. Yes. So Airbus 05, I know that there's traffic. Hold on, let me just level off here. So keep our separation here. No factor. Gonna go with vertical speed 1000. So I know that there's some airlines that tell their pilots that during cruise flight you should have the dome light on, I think it was low, right? So like this. And I guess it's supposed to help you fight against, getting tired. Now at our airline, we didn't have that SOP, so we could switch it off. It was personal preference. Yeah, so that document is available only on my Discord for the YouTube members and the Twitch subscribers. And I'm sorry I'm doing that because A, I want to give back to those that are financially supporting, and B, I don't want those documents circulate freely around the internet. And there's lots more documents there. Yeah, it's, you don't have to have it, right? It's like just additional information, and for those that care to learn a bit more about yes, so summary, you can say icing occurs from slightly above 0 degrees down to minus 40 and is most likely around level 100. Severe icing rarely occurs at temperatures below minus 15 degrees Celsius. Interesting also, so high ice accumulation rates are not necessarily associated with cumulus-nimbus clouds, but occur far more often in low stratiform clouds, and that's what I've I've seen so many times, and that's why in wintertime, when you have, you know, these typical foggy situations, like very cold, like around freezing, and then you do the landings, be it Cat 1 or Autoland, and then a lot of aircraft will pick up engine fan blade icing in these conditions. And so that's when, you know, lots of aircraft need the engine fan blade de-icing on the ground, right? And then they only have like 2 or 3 units available at an airport, and suddenly you have 50 aircraft. Let's say Frankfurt, you have 50 aircraft who need de-icing, and you can't get it. 34690.
For information, there was traffic at 340 and you climbed into that traffic as you were as he was already on his cruising level and you were departing from below. Next time please check any VATSIM radar map, e.g. VATSPY or VATSIM radar for other traffic you flew into him. It's fine now, he is above you, you can maintain 340.
Roger, thank you and sorry for that.
Ryan Abend, die Lufthansa 55 Tango level 340. Hey Mert. Yes, brother, I watched literally all the Mentor Pilot videos.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, einen wunderschönen guten Abend, you identified to Norku.
Thanks to Norku, Dankeschön, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Good, so direct. Norku with the beam points for the fuel checks.
Forward identified, direct
Norku, fantastic. Let me see if we're going to get CPDLC here. So 34690.
Station was cut off, second.
EDDM. Right, so we're going to go to Atsu.
So line 7024, hello, you are identified set squawk 3562.
Connection. Notification.
Top is 8 over Mike, maintain Magnus from 78 or greater.
It's notified.
Maintain 178 or greater.
Hey, Tim.
KLM 36 Yankee, maintain Magnus from 6.
As an event, you watched the Ocean Gate docu on Netflix today. Increase.
Magnus 76, KLM 36 Yankee.
Transavia 693 on request by next sector, maintain Magnus from 76.
Maintain decimal 76.
Beta 337 on request by next sector, maintain Magnus.
Involved in the carbon fiber submarine.
75.
Really?
Magnus 75 allows it.
Are they? Did they build that that submarine? And I don't know how comfortable I'd feel in a carbon fiber submarine. Yeah, so Professor Sand, have a look here on the bottom right picture there. That's my hardware setup there. Right, login is accepted. Fantastic. So now we are CPDLC. I did check the fuel on the ground before we departed, but I didn't comment on it. Just prior to line up, we had about 5.8 tons. So remember that I said we need about 500 kilograms taxi out fuel because we want to de-ice the aircraft, the engine's running, and that's pretty much it. We used all of that extra fuel there for taxi out. Now,
sorry, last station, come again.
Let's have a look. Can we get a fuel check at Marzek?
My Charlie flight level 340 inbound, single to request flight level
nice picture.
300 or lower.
That's 3 Mike Charlie, roger, descent, flight level 300.
Descending flight level 300, left get Mike Charlie level.
Let's have a look here.
Radar, goedenavond.
So, Marzek, we do have Marzek there. So it's 24 minutes after departure. And we should have 2.9. Oh, sorry, 3.0 plus the extra, which is 800. So 3.8. 3.8 is what we're supposed to have.
128.790, Airline 36, Yankee, danke, ciao.
Transavia 693, contact Maastricht 128.790.
What's the maximum wind gust? A321 Neo? Usually it's about 35 to 38, I think. We had 35 on all our aircraft A320 series. That's max crosswind.
337, contact Maastricht 128.790.
The TV, no, that's pretty much plug and play.
Eurowings 57 micron frequency.
Didn't have any bigger issues. And Vlad, hello.
Seabird 884, proceeding Kegit. Kilo Echo Golf India Tango.
Now Vlad, I was fortunate enough that my company that I trained with right from the start always provided us with headsets. So even in the Bonanzas and Barons that we had, the Cheyennes, and then all the aircraft, every aircraft has always had, you know, headsets given to us by the company. Oh yeah, at 41 plus knots crosswind, but it's going to be tough, especially in the flight sim. Alex, you have a good point there. I would say for short range, anything like 200 miles, I wouldn't worry about direct and checking if it's, you know, if it's okay from the wind perspective. But I was very impressed once on long range when I was a first officer in the 747. I think we were flying from Vancouver back to Frankfurt, and we were over in northern Canada. And I was pilot monitoring, and then ATC gave us a huge direct. And so I read, okay, direct to so-and-so, and the captain said, hold on, I stand by. I think if we take that direct, it's going to cost us time and fuel, because there's a lot of headwind for the next, let's say, 200 miles, which changes afterwards. Well, initially, that new heading would take us more into the headwind.
Yeah, I didn't hand you over.
So yeah, you know, on the longer legs, if you get a long direct, it is sometimes worth checking where the wind is coming from. Yeah, I agree. John, I made a video on CPDLC some years ago. Maybe that helps you on YouTube. Yeah, that was CPDLC. How often do you use wing anti-ice? In our regions? Regularly. In wintertime? Regularly. Good, Marzek. We just crossed Marzek at 1902. So that was 26 minutes after departure. So we lost 2 minutes. And we had, how much fuel did we have? We had 4.1 and we needed 3.8. So we have 300 kilograms more than required. And lost 2 minutes on the timing there. So,
Unicom 128, ciao.
The message here.
Leipziger 3 Mike Charlie, contact the trigger.
Yeah, it should be.
Transavia 2 Mike Zulu, contact Brussels 129.575.
Let's get the wing right off.
Sky Travel 2 Mike Zulu, contact Brussels 129.575.
Up to 9.575, Sky Travel 3 Mike Zulu, Mike Zulu. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it should be valid with the FENIX, John, because it's a similar system. What I did with the FSLabs back then, and also the base is Hoppy network, so. Help me out, DJ. IEMs.
Delta 126,
I've not heard anything about Neos.
No worries, 50380.
Everyone is keeping very secretive about that.
Yeah, I get it.
Unfortunately.
Rheinländer, hello. Ryanair 5451 flight.
Oh, the Airbus, sorry. These are Sennheiser.
Eine
Sennheiser
54500.
IE 100 Pro.
Bitte jet 6569, descend for level 32, rate of descent 2000 or more.
And I only use them because I don't want to sit here with the face cam and have, you know, big headsets on, right? In-ear monitor.
FedEx
Thank you much. All these abbreviations. I thought IEM, had something to do with Airbus. And I was like, what could that mean potentially?
Nordic 1603, contact Rhein, radar 132.405.
We're going to land in about 35 minutes. So let me prepare already a little bit. Let's check the weather. So let's go on my flight. Weather, arrival, 80 spots.
Canadian 298, contact Maastricht 134.710.
134.710, thanks to the service and the itinerary advice.
Ryanair 5 Tower Hotel, descend for level 270.
No 80s? Let's try it this way. Let's go Atsu AOC menu. 80s.
Transavia 1 Romeo Alpha, contact Brussels 129.575.
VATSIM. Send.
555. It's 129.575. 129.555.
So contact Maastricht 128790.
On radar raving in Maastricht. 5357 inbound to.
And if we're lucky, if Maastricht has also CPDLC, then the automatic handover
380 all the way up, thank you.
should work.
Can I 1339, hello, direct to, let's see, direct to
yeah, they do have Echo Delta Yankee Romeo. Just give it a few seconds. It may take a couple of minutes to change over.
Tell them 1960,
And if it doesn't, then
now,
we'll...
please rate 2500 or greater.
Descending now and 2500 greater.
Airline 337, just confirm Max 75, please.
There we go, local accepted.
Transavia 6
And that's the active center, Echo Delta Yankee Romeo. So that handover has happened automatically. Nonetheless, you still need to check in by voice. And that has to do with short, you know, very urgent messages, like a deconfliction message, right? Or that you have a potential conflict with another aircraft. That's why you have to check in by voice, so that ATC knows that you are listening and you're online.
Conversion for Qatari 35 Delta.
8 Papa Mike, direct ARTIF.
Like ARTIF top.
Ah, okay, I understand.
8 Papa Mike, descend for level 260.
It's all the sectors, the responsible sectors. Maastricht Lufthansa 55 Tango level 340.
Okay, first Raptor, hello, squawk 2604.
Very busy again.
Lufthansa 55 Tango?
Yeah, sorry, level 340, CPDLC.
Hello, Mach decimal 74.
We'll maintain Mach 0.74, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So I've selected the speed now, 0.74.
310.
Also let me put TCAS to below.
Direct tip, KLM 36 Yankee.
KLM 1960, speed to Amsterdam, 12488.
12488, which speed KLM 1960?
Top with 8 Papa Mike, speed to Amsterdam, 12488.
Speed to Amsterdam, 12488 for top.
KLM 36 Yankee, descend level 260, level 5 miles before ARTIF.
260 to level 5 miles before ARTIF, KLM 36 Yankee.
The readback, the call sign at the end.
5 miles before
Lufthansa was the only one that always did the call sign first. But normally on the readback, yeah, you're supposed to do
Right 23108.
call sign at the end.
Airline 337, turn right, heading 330 and descend for level 300.
No, I think they got told off. They got told off because, according to the...
Lufthansa 8 Mike, hello, climb 2 for level
according to the...
Lufthansa 8 Mike. KLM 3 Papa Sierra, hello,
standard procedures in Europe,
level 260.
according to EASA, you're supposed to say the clearance and then the course and at the end. And Lufthansa was one of the very few airlines where the pilots read back the call sign first. And but correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, for those of you currently flying IRL, maybe something has changed. I'm always happy to be corrected.
260.
Good, so I can't get the 80s here. I was just checking if I could get the 80s through
Qatari 35 data,
the MCDU. Let's see if that worked.
Level 260, report 35. LI 337, speed 280 knots. Speed good.
Right, fly heading 330. Interesting.
From the 7 Charlie Yankee. From the 7 Charlie Yankee.
So let's quickly type Wilco. Send 330. Heading.
From the 4 Alpha. 4 Alpha ground. 4 Alpha, hello.
Received by ATC, so he knows that I'm flying heading 330.
Right, 6 ticket, 6 on Delta, request with 35, so that's from the 4 Alpha.
From the 4 Alpha, climb level 330.
Oh, they maybe not. Are they, but it should be online now, Amsterdam, right?
The bike, LM 65 X-ray, contact Rhein,
they should be online. Yeah, they are. They do have 80s. Landing, main landing is 06.
Report speed to Amsterdam 124,880, KLM 360, take care, bye-bye.
Program 06, ILS.
Carry 35
Transition level is 50.
Turn right 5 degrees. Right to I-5.
So already entering that, 50.
Raptor, any chance you can
so that's why, the reason why it's 50 is because we have QNH of 998. So they have to increase that vertical buffer between the standard levels and the QNH altitudes. So we have
Raptor in that case,
90
turn
at
right
9.
heading 030.
Raptor.
LI 337, descend to flight level 280.
90 at 9. And temperature is -1.
KLM 1339, direct to Hilfsdorf.
John!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Captain
John, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs.
New subscribers should pick up past first class. Thank you.
And let me check, John. 5 gifted gives you 1 failure you can choose on the second stream. One failure.
Qatari 35 Delta, turn left.
And it will plus 1 spin of the wheel.
Left 300, Qatari 35 Delta.
John, thanks so much.
The 55 Tango, descend to flight level 300 on conversion, speed 270 knots. The 55 Tango, descend to flight level 300 on conversion, speed 270 knots.
Descend now flight level 300 on conversion, speed 270 knots, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Good, so we have little speed Mach currently and level 300 blue. I'm going to change over already to speed. And I can set 270 now.
LI 337, turn left, heading 300.
Left 30.
So John, thanks so much again for the 5 gifted. And thanks for the kind words.
LI 337, my tool.
And then Love to Fly. Love to Fly coming in with the Twitch Prime as well. Love to Fly, thank you very much for your Twitch Prime.
We are currently 250.
Thank you so much. And those that just been gifted a sub, please say thank you.
With that
John Tamara.
Make it 300, please.
300 indicated.
Is it really Captain Meow? It shouldn't be.
KLM 3 Pavasera, direct to Delta Foxtrot 400.
Direct to Foxtrot 400, KLM 3.
From the 8 Mike, direct Tabo.
Direct Tabo from the 8 Mike.
That's strange, yeah, I can see that. Right?
Qatar 35 Delta, left. First Qatari 35 Delta, direct to Artip. Direct Artip for
I honestly don't know.
35 Delta, speed to Amsterdam, 124.
But thanks for letting me know.
12488, 35 Delta, thank you. FENIX 8 Delta Alpha.
Oh, Fishcom, is that the message you sent me on Discord?
Direct, rest me. FENIX 8 Delta Alpha, direct to rest me.
Okay, so that Fishcom as well, thanks so much for letting me know. I'm gonna check it out. I don't know why
Raptor, direkt Weser, danke.
It doesn't support gifting subs on YouTube yet.
Raptor, direkt
I guess I have to activate it somewhere and I didn't see it. Thanks for letting me know.
7 direct to RTIP, descent level
I'll try to get that
260.
running on the next stream, okay? And again, thank you so much, guys, for the amazing support.
Flight 337 direct RTIP, descent to flight level 260.
But John, you can think about the failure on the second flight if you're interested.
7 Charlie Yankee, turn left, heading 300, speed 270.
So we have speed 270 as instructed, heading. Check speed mode is checked, alt star, 300. Good. Right, let me get the rest of the items down. It's going to get busy. It's going to be very busy inbound. They do have an event today. Now for the ILS, localizer 06, minimum is cap 1, 190. The reason is, the elevation is minus 10 feet. Or minus 11 feet. So the airport is below sea level. Alright, let's see. Fly heading 310. Wilco.
Flight 337, confirm descent level 260.
Received by ATC. Always very important when you get...
My tool has you now at 250 indicated. Can you check if you have real weather on, please?
Real weather, speed is 300 exactly indicated.
My controller just fell down.
Can you give me your current wind?
We have 263 at 81 knots, allowed 6%.
That's the 7 Charlie Yankee.
And one of the buttons on the controller is flaps. Can you believe it? Darn. Right.
That's the 7 Charlie Yankee.
I have to deactivate that. Anyways,
7 Charlie Yankee, the heading was
I was just going to zoom in to show you guys that when you get a instruction like heading or a speed, right?
And before the 7 Charlie Yankee, can you give me the current wind, please?
You click Wilco, make sure that it says received by ATC, right? So that the loop closes.
Okay, and at 337 you have different winds than everyone else, and my tool has you on a different indicator.
Descent level 260, the same thing. Wilco.
1488, have a nice day.
Send. Sending. Received by ATC.
This is the 5 we would actually prepare to climb 330 the final.
With a speed upload 260.
The 5 Roger, climb 330 and when ready descend via star level 260.
No, there's no SRA today, Voyager. No, I think it's a special event with these.
107 Charlie Yankee, direct to RTIP.
Master takeoff in 653, 573 inbound to Avne.
Oh, that hurts.
But that's 653.
Right. Good, so we've done that. Now we have to also calculate the landing performance.
The 55 Tango, direct RTIP.
Direct RTIP, Lufthansa 5510. Good. Direct RTIP.
So the 7 Charlie Yankee, descent flight level 260.
With the beam points. Insert. NAF. To RTIP. Okay, cool.
So the 7 Charlie Yankee, contact Amsterdam 124880.
Now, expecting good condition, maybe not dry, but
no problem. Raptor,
contact easterly winds. Landing weight.
Descent level 250.
You can now contact 24880.
Raptor, descent level 250 and contact 124.
And that's already Amsterdam.
Descent level 250, 124.
NL 337, confirm your speed is 300.
Yes, speed is 300 indicated.
Okay, you might want to check if you maybe have your simulator at maybe 0.75 the speed, because you are going significantly slower than your peer behind you.
No, negative. Real weather and real rate of simulation is explain related maybe.
Okay, Fischka, vielen Dank. Ich danke dir. Sehr nett von dir.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, 1 minute.
Right, log off. Oh, they're flying holding? Uh-oh. Amsterdam, hello, from Lufthansa 55 Tango, 270, descending 260, speed 270 knots indicated.
Good day, Lufthansa 55 Tango, your speed 250 knots, continue to RTIP, runway 369.
250 on the speed, direct to RTIP, 06 for the landing, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So 250 on the speed.
This is 8 Papa Mike, reduce speed to 250 and contact approach 119.055.
Reduce speed 250 knots and arrival 119 is 45.
Get him 36 Yankee, maintain 270 knots.
Whenever I hear frequency,
then reduce to 250.
right, so I'm hearing next frequency
270 knots until RTIP and then 250 KLM.
119055. I'll pre-dial that.
Allow 337 after RTIP direct to Karov.
After RTIP direct to Karov,
Amsterdam, right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Entertainment Experience.
Lufthansa 2 November Hotel, hello, come to flight level 250.
Past first class.
1250, Lufthansa 2 November Hotel.
Hi all, smile, hi BB.
Thank you,
Lufthansa
Wilty.
7 Charlie Yankee, or 30.
Thank you, Wilty, for the 5 months. Hello to you. How are you? Happy Sunday. Now let me see.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, descend to flight level 70.
Descent level 70, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Lufthansa 695, descent level 100.
We'll do that initially with open descent out blue. Our tip
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee,
is 55 miles. I can see that up on path. And remember that we do have restrictions.
Lufthansa, contact Maastricht 128.790.
That's at RTIP.
What's that for Lufthansa Nana, Papa Kilo?
So RTIP we have to be between level 100 and 70 and max speed to 50. So that is what I have to make sure that I'm going to
Transavia 693,
reach that.
speed to 250.
Good performance. So landing is about 60, let's say 63
Get him
times.
36 Yankee, proceed from present position to Karov and contact approach 119055.
63.
From present position direct to Karov and 19055.
Gonna go flap 3,
bye-bye.
auto thrust off, 2,500 meters factored. Realistically, we did about 2 kilometers.
Alpha, cleared Norco to Alpha arrival,
So
runway
2 kilometers,
right.
and 2 kilometers means
Get him 50 kilo, good day to you. Descend
so we
to
have
level
3,200 meters
260
landing distance available.
and follow Blufa 1 Alpha, runway 36 right.
Slightly displaced threshold, and we're going to go get out of Sierra 4. So I think automatic low is definitely going to be the best option. So Sierra 4,
Transavia
Alpha 4,
693, contact approach on
and then hopefully
119.055.
we'll be able to park where Lufthansa normally parks.
119.05. 193, goedenavond.
Let's go parking stands. Yeah, so I'm hoping for, here's Sierra 4, Alpha 4, I'm hoping for like Bravo 15 to Bravo 35. Somewhere in here.
Proceed from present position direct to Karov.
Clear direct
Hey
to
Linda,
Karov, you want
the
to maintain
reason, so
high
in
speed below
general,
10,000?
Now 337, below
a flap
100, speed 250.
A flap
Speed 250 below 10,000 direct Karov, altitude.
a flap 3 is more efficient.
Speed 250, contact approach 119.055.
Speed 250 and contact approach
So that's, I would always try to aim for flap 3 landing.
Charlie Juliet, descent level 160.
And today I've got headwind, I have a long runway, and I want to vacate at Sierra 4, which also means like, you know, over 2,000 meters.
Bravo Golf.
So I think it's a perfect addition. Orbit low and flaps 3.
Bravo Golf, good day, descent flight level 280,
orbit low here.
Blufa 1 Alpha arrival.
And then we'll
runway
also
36
select
right.
config 3 here. In the
Level
box.
280 on the roof,
Config 3.
2 Alpha
And then on the
arrival,
overhead panel,
and runway 36 right for Orange 9 Bravo Golf.
Lilienthal, wie geht's dir? Nice to see you. Greetings, happy Sunday. I'm pretty sure, didn't he say 06? Let me just check the 80s again. Because main landing is 06.
Lufthansa 2 November Hotel, contact Maastricht 128.790.
128.790.
Because the secondary would be 36 right.
Lufthansa Lufthansa 55 Tango, after RTIP, proceed direct to Takeoff.
Okay, after RTIP to Takeoff, you said?
Correct.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, right. Maybe this 36 right.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, proceed direct to RTIP and descend to flight level 110.
For approach.
RTIP, descend to level 110.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, descend to flight level 70. Cross RTIP at level 100 or below.
So ILS 36 right. Yeah, Takeoff, you are correct. So I misread. I thought it was 06, but 36 right. Honestly,
Hello, 337, contact triple approach.
I've never approached
36
36 right. I've never had that.
Decimal 055, have a nice day, and I'll do this.
So let me put 36 right in here. No star. Approach via Takeoff.
7 Charlie Yankee after RTIP to Takeoff, Kilo, Alpha,
Insert.
Romeo, Oscar.
So now what I can do, I can go again direct to RTIP. So unfortunately it
we do now climbing 10,000 feet, climbing flight level 130.
And then we go
Charlie Amsterdam radar, hello, climb to flight level
and close that. So RTIP,
climb 2,500 feet per minute.
there we
or
go.
later,
So now it's
until
correctly
body level
showing.
220.
And then it's going to be on the ILS.
Climb 250, climbing rate 2,500
So Takeoff, Nuco,
feet per minute, until
and then the ILS 36 right. Now
50
somebody said that, or asked if you would do a circling 04. No, I want to taxi here. Right. And we definitely want to vacate before we cross 2709. So let's work out again the performance for landing.
60 Orange Bravo.
So now we take 36 right.
RTIP 100 or below.
Right, METAR again, 63 tons, flaps 3. Let's see if that still works. Yeah, so it's same landing distance. We have a bit more now, 3,400 available. We still need flat at 2.4.
Hello, Lufthansa 191, climb to flight level 250.
So that's still fine.
Climb to flight level 250, Lufthansa 191.
The only thing I need to change now is the minimums.
Lufthansa Singer 5, descend to flight level 7.
Which is going to be Charlie 220. 220 feet. The rest, same config 3. I'm going to start switching on engine anti-ice because we are going to enter.
Eurowings 30 Mike, contact
also, I'm going to get the seatbelts on.
790.
So, oh yeah, one thing that's missing now is RTIP 100 or below. So let me type that in again as a constraint. Oh.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, in your MCDU type in Kilo, Alpha, Romeo, Oscar, Foxtrot, and then put the waypoint after RTIP.
There we go. So now I've got to get some speed brakes out.
Kilo, Alpha,
yeah, so airspeed,
Romeo,
I'm not saying it's not
Oscar,
done in real life. The question is though, does it make sense for us? And for us it doesn't make sense, because then we have a huge taxi in.
And thank you as well. Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, contact
So we have to get down quickly now.
9.055.
Bye-bye.
Get 50 Kilo after RTIP direct to Caro.
Alright, now getting back into path. Speed brakes back in. Good. Briefing, so radar vector to approach, oh no, disregard. So we actually have, not radar vector, but RTIP Takeoff, then onto the ILS, 36 right, 2000, final descent point, 636, we have a 3 degree profile down, minimum 220, misapproach straight out,
Hello,
Alpha Mike 637, 1500 feet. Initially, and then at Alpha Mike 627, continue Alpha Mike 163, and then climb 2000. So here, at the first waypoint there, max 1500.
Orange 9 Bravo Golf, descend to flight level 220.
So you have to understand that this is actually something somewhat critical. Because you have a very low level of altitude. So what you should do is slam the thrust lever into the toggle a notch, get the aircraft into the missed approach, but then quickly select a different mode, like vertical speed or something.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, contact approach 119.557.
119.055, thanks, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Lufthansa 695.
Departure KLM
096 Papa.
And beauty 096 Papa, contact arrival 126.680.
126.680, beauty 096 Papa.
KLM 34 Victor, Amsterdam 124880, report speed.
124.880, report speed, KLM 34 Victor.
Qatari 35 Delta, contact arrival 126.680.
I love the dialect. So information.
126.680 for 35 Delta, thank you.
Malaysian 332, contact Amsterdam radar 124.880, and report speed 250 knots.
1,000 feet to go.
124.880, report speed, Malaysian 332, thank you.
Speed.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, ILS 36 right, information Charlie.
We check Charlie 36 right, Lufthansa 55 Tango, thank you.
LL 337.
Also very interesting, right? I didn't call in, I just let him talk because he's busy, right? So he got the information from my previous controller that he has sent me over to his frequency, and that's why he just called me, assuming that I would be on his frequency, which I was. That kind of decongests the frequency as well.
KLM 93 Bravo, contact 121.205.
Jacob, yes. That would be valid. I mean...
Lufthansa 55 Tango, descent flight level 50.
Descent flight level 50, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Lufthansa 7
speed
Charlie,
up 50. I agree. So just in case... I mean, he confirmed 36 right now, so I wouldn't do it now. But generally, yes. You could go secondary flight plan. And here I still have 06 in the box, you see.
126.680.
So I don't need to change anything.
126.68, thank you. Allowed to accept.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, turn left heading to 10.
We still have 50 miles to go. We lost the track miles, so we're very low. Inefficient, obviously, but ATC has to separate between departing aircraft and arriving aircraft. And the busier it is, the more often you will have the case that you descend very early. That's just the way it is.
Lufthansa 695, ILS 36 right, information Charlie, descent level 50.
36 right, Charlie, descent 50, 695.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, contact arrival 126.6.
Departure goedenavond, KLM 25 Juliet, passing 2500 for 60 spike for Victor departure.
1,000 to go.
KLM 25 Juliet,
no,
flight level 130.
Flight level 130, KLM 25 Juliet.
I mean, normally the airline call signs aren't really that long compared to, like, you know, November 5567 whatever, or Delta Alpha Bravo Echo Echo or something, right? Then if ATC abbreviates a call sign, let's say it just says Delta Echo Echo, you could do that as well. But in general, airliners, that doesn't apply to airliners really. At least I've not come across that in real life.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, speed 210, turn left 180.
Speed 210 and left heading 180, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So 210, heading 180. So we have speed, I'll star heading. And that's exactly green dot speed. Now it started to blink with the standard because we just slightly dipped below level 50. Once we get back above that, it should stop.
ILS 36 right, information Charlie, speed 210.
And I can see now they want a downwind, there's the runway, there's the inbound track. So now they want the radar vectors. Let me get the final fix. Just check that. Approach. Minus 36 right. So that's going to be 182 from, let's put that to 636. So there it is. And outbound 182. Insert, pull and heading bug again. And there we go. So now we have the extended center line.
Lufthansa 695, turn left heading 200.
Left 200, 695.
KLM 25 Juliet, contact Amsterdam radar 124.880.
124.880, KLM 25
The
Juliet.
latest 8s.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, contact arrival 126.680.
26680, bye bye Lufthansa 55 Tango. You see, I already pre-dialed that. It just saves a bit of workload.
Still 60 me.
998 is the performance.
Well, 337, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Yankee, speed 180 knots.
Now this will be the director, so it's always a good thing to just call, you know, when you call in, just say your call sign.
UT 096, Papa, descend 2,000 feet.
Descend 2,000 feet, beauty 096, Papa.
Should be on. Nashkable, good evening, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Right heading 270.
I just waited. I waited until I had a free moment.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, hello, turn right heading 240.
Right, 240 on the heading, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
UT 096, Papa, turn right heading 180.
Right heading 180, beauty 096, Papa.
Right, LS keys on. Alpha, Bravo,
Qatar
Alpha.
835 Delta, traffic also landing in base 06, contact tower,
just check the
Mama
identifier.
230 flight.
Alpha, Bravo, Alpha is correct.
19230 and
The only thing that's a bit weird,
traffic. Well,
the inbound course should be 002, but it's showing at 000. That's a bit strange.
Duty 096 Papa, speed 180 knots.
So now I've changed that manually, but it's not changing that here, strangely enough. Just wondering, I have to put in it manually, right?
Lufthansa 55 Tango, descend 3,000 feet, 13 998 hectopascals.
Descend 3,000, pitch 998 hectopascals, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Good, so we have 998.
Lufthansa 695.
Vertical speed, alt blue 3,000. Yeah, now it's showing 002. I had to enter that manually as well. Alpha, Bravo, Alpha, and then the front course.
QT 096 Papa, turn right heading 270.
Now it's showing correctly. Good, we got some checklists to do, guys, because now we have set the QNH. Let's read the approach checklist.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, heading 270.
Heading 270, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So let's have the approach checklist. RF 998 set checked. Seatbelts on. Minimum bar row 220 feet. Auto brake low.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie
Engine mode selector normal. And that's the approach checklist complete. Hot start.
First QT 096 Papa, speed to 160 knots.
160 knots, QT 096 Papa.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, off. Lufthansa 695, turn right heading 240.
Right 240, 695.
Voyager, excellent. When flying the M11, would you not create a problem of speed 160 to 85?
Lufthansa 55 Tango, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Right, flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1, 180 on the speed, which means we have to select flaps 2. You see that 180 is below the S speed, so it's below the slat speed. And right now we only have slats out. So that's why we have to go flaps 2. Now wait until we are below the amber markers there. Flaps 2 speed checked, flaps 2.
Clear Tower 36 right.
Right, heading 330 and please dial S36 right, beauty 096 pop.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, turn right, heading 240.
Right, 240, Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Lufthansa 695, heading 270, descend 2,000 feet, the QNH 998 hectopascals.
Engine attachment go off now.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, speed to 160 knots.
Speed back 160, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Lufthansa 7, check traffic also landing runway 06, contact tower, Bama 9er, decimal 230, bye bye.
19230. Approach phase is active. Fishbones, how are you?
Lufthansa 55 Tango, descend 2,000 feet.
Descend 2,000, Lufthansa 55 Tango. Better speed out blue, 2,000. 11 miles to go.
Lufthansa 695, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180, 695.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, turn right, heading 330, cleared LS 36 right.
Heading 330, cleared LS 36 right, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So 330 on the heading.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha,
we have
heading
good indications.
270, descend 2,000 feet, the QNH 998 hectopascals.
Autopilot 1 and 2, so we have Glasgow blue, lock star, Catherine dual, autopilot 1+2. It's a bit hazy.
For beauty 096 Papa, is it speed 160 until 4 again?
Beauty 096 Papa 8 firm, traffic also landing runway 06, contact
So
tower,
really
Papa
low,
9er,
that's why the landing checklist
bye.
is already popping up.
Traffic landing on 06 and contact tower 119 F230, bye bye, thank you.
Can't see the runway just yet.
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180, Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Baba Sierra Juliet approved.
Ground.
Lufthansa 695, turn right, heading 330, cleared LS 36 right.
Here comes the glide slope. We are already at config 2, however we're very low, so I'm going to load the landing gear right now. Gear's coming down.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, maintain 160 till 4, traffic also landing runway 06, contact tower, Bama 9er, decimal 230, bye bye.
160 to 4, copied, 19230. Thank you much, bye bye, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Might have been way runway 04, November 51 Charlie, yeah.
There we go. And here comes flaps 3, speed is checked, flaps 3, final setting.
Hello, continue approach following Airbus 30, 5 over full,
And glide slope is captured.
approach 6 line.
Schnibble Tower, good evening, Lufthansa 55 Tango on the ILS 36 right.
096 Papa, runway 36 right, clear to land.
Here comes
Clear
4
to land
miles.
36 right, beauty 096.
Delta 25 November,
Good
06,
managed.
clear to land. Delta 5 Tango, continue approach, 3 miles behind Boeing 77, wind is 070
We continue Lufthansa 5 Tango, thank you. Good, landing checklist. Economy landing, no blue. Manual thrust, manual flight.
Delta 7 Charlie Yankee, turn right on Bravo, traffic book in vehicle, the ground, 121, 805.
1000 checked, we're stable.
12825, traffic will give way. Thank you very much, very nice, you can break ATC.
Cheers.
Laggy.
Delta 5 correction, Lufthansa 5 Tango, traffic still on the runway, continue for a late landing clearance.
We continue, copy Lufthansa 5 Tango. Anyone notice on Sundays that the performance, FPS performance, is getting worse these days on the server? Because I'm still using DLSS with the preset M, so DLSS 4.5, 4.5. But I'm getting, see the lags today?
400.
Normally I don't have that.
300.
Getouw, goedenavond, IC504, police establish 06.
Lufthansa 5 Tango, runway 36 right, clear to land.
Okay, land 36 right, Lufthansa 5 Tango. Get to land.
Can 791, if you're still here, contact ground,
Continue.
121.805.
11805, 791.
Lufthansa 25 Quebec, contact ground, 121.705.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Kevin 618, runway 06, clear to land.
060, clear 61.
7.
Delta 25 November, return right to Bravo, contact ground, 121.705.
Right, we got spoilers. Reverser green.
Duty
Decel.
096 Papa, which frequency do you contact for ground?
Take the next
Sure,
one to
Caleb
the left.
618, runway 06, clear to land.
Yeah, a bit high flare. Reverser's closing, manual
Duty
brakes.
096 Papa, 121.805, make it right
Echo
turn on
two.
Bravo.
11805 and right turn on to Bravo, Beauty 096 Papa.
MSFS from Charlie Tango, I'll figure one out for you. Step by 1 minute.
Roger.
Roger.
Go on with an avond, Poseidon 78 heavy for the crossing at GR9.
Poseidon 768, hello, step by for the crossing, at least 2 more landings before.
What's your holding position?
Yeah, flare too high there. Or at least it.
Tower all Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Today the brake worked really
Good
well.
evening, runway 36 right, short lift land,
So if we're taxiing via Alpha 4, then we have to go via Alpha taxiway.
So the set from 5 on Charlie Tango after departure, it will be
So
a
normally
right
we
turn
would switch over
heading 090,
automatically,
flight
so we don't wait for the tower.
Quebec and Whiskey 5 cross 5 Alpha.
Skipper.
Yeah, Bob. We'll see you there,
Skipper, good evening, Lufthansa 5 Tango justificated.
5 Tango, you're still on ground, 11805.
Oh, sorry. 804.
Yeah, first to Lufthansa 9 Alpha Delta, the KLM behind you will taxi out shortly. Thereafter, startup and pushback approved.
Startup and pushback approved, that's to KLM taxi, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Delta.
Beauty 0, correction. Deputy 096 Papa, take a left and then a left again to make it onto Alpha. Taxi to stand Delta 55.
Left and left to be on Alpha and taxi to stand Delta 55, Beauty 096 Papa.
Alpha ground, good evening, Irving 316 at Bravo 23, request pushback and engine start.
So Sabia 6685, you can still cross at Whiskey 5. So at Whiskey 5, cross 36 enter.
We'll cross 5 Whiskey 5 to Sabia 6685.
KLM 1135, we are 901, give way to the vacating Lufthansa from right.
791, trying to break on time. Are we on time? 791?
Yeah, I think I was blocked as well. Is there now still space?
That's going to after Lufthansa, that's please.
Yeah, Lufthansa 5 Tango, you okay?
And I will let you know.
Gallien 1135, we cross runway 56 center.
Gallien 1135 on the other side, tower 118.280.
118.280, Gallien 1135, bye.
Chico 223, request push and start. 280.
Busy.
Tower 118.280.
Yeah, so he's worried that I'm too close, which I'm not.
Lufthansa 66, there's traffic thereafter. Startup and pushback approved.
I'll wait for EasyJet to clear, then start approved, Lufthansa 66.
Hey, Hilo.
Lufthansa 55 Tango on this?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the traffic on the left.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, yeah, the traffic is giving way. Taxi Alpha 1 to hold short of Alpha.
Alpha 11, holding short Alpha, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Request push and start. 6 Bravo 23, request pushback and engine start.
There were 2 stations.
So now I have to wait.
Here a Eurowings 316
for the
and
737
an IFR 504. You are both on the wrong frequency. It is 121.705.
Alpha 11.
Thank you, going to 121.705, Eurowings 316.
Helm 791, give also way to the second Lufthansa side.
Peter, hello to you. Man.
Right.
Busy.
Italy, the second Lufthansa on the right, 791.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, after the duty 8, now passing in front of you, continue taxi to Charlie 14, that is your gate, Charlie 14, via Alpha.
By Alpha Charlie 14, the gate, thank you much, Lufthansa 55 Tango. So it's in the area that we talked about earlier.
6685, contact tower 118, that's 280.
118.210, for the surface 68.
And we continue on Alpha.
We confirm for 1126, that is Bravo, and then cross at Whiskey Sierra.
So we still have a little bit to go with Delta right now. Delta gates.
From the left.
So we continue a bit forward, around the corner.
At Alpha 21 giving way.
And then
for
Charlie
the
14.
From the left, KM 1026.
So Charlie 14 is here.
Nicola 791, hold this position until further notice.
791, hold in position until further, 791.
Triple down, the Tanzania for Delta, which direction should we face for pushback?
Evo 223, request push and start from gate Charlie 1.
I would thought everybody just wait for the third and don't speak over each other.
Right, let's get the radar PWS
Hotel
off.
Bravo Kilo Mike,
landing check
that
is
would be a good idea. You can contact tower 119.
Shall we shut down engine?
119.230.
Let's see, APU is available. Shut down engine number 2. And then we'll switch on the...
Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha, second left onto Alpha, your stand Charlie 5.
Second left onto Alpha, Charlie 5, Lufthansa 1 Juliet Alpha.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, stand by on ground 121.705.
Standing by on 121.705, thank you, Lufthansa 55 Tango.
Triple ground, Lufthansa 9 Alpha.
Delta 4.
Roger, thank you, Delta 4, Kilo 650, just like your airline.
So there was Alpha 6, Alpha 5, and we have to go in at Alpha 4.
Is Poseidon 768 on frequency?
How often do colliding radio calls happen, IRL? Well,
yes, thank you.
Regularly.
At Whiskey 5 cross 36 center.
You can definitely say it happens
You're
regularly.
taxiing at Whiskey 5 cross the center, Poseidon 7.
En Poseidon 768. We gaan nu landen op 36 center. So
Now
continue
Alpha
via Yankee.
14 should be somewhere behind those two aircraft on the right.
Roger, continue via Yankee 1 at Yankee 1 to cross the center. Poseidon 7.
GSX. Charlie, not Alpha, Charlie 14.
Triple ground was Kilo 650 to taxi via Alpha.
Negative, Bravo, then Alpha 6.
Roger, Bravo, Alpha 6, 650.
Well, you can see very busy event here in Amsterdam, but the controllers also absolutely excellent. Right, Alpha
First
4,
KLM 618, stand by ground,
Alpha 4 east,
11805.
which is this line here, and then Charlie 14 around the corner.
Sorry, was
next to the KLM there. Wow, I'm surprised today that the performance is really
502 Foxtrot, taxi to holding point
today.
Sierra 9er on deze route.
But I'm wondering
The Sierra 9er, hold short.
if it's model matching again. No.
Speedbird 4 Hotel on Delta 18, request push and start.
So everything's deselected apart from the...
Speedbird 4 Hotel, goedenavond. Push and start is approved.
The normal FSL traffic. Right, there we go. APU's available. Switching off the taxi lines. Charlie 14.
KLM 945, we are ready for taxi. First, Speedbird 4 Hotel, the push and start is approved.
Push and start approved, Speedbird 4 Hotel.
Poseidon 768, stand by ground.
So it's quite a steep taxi line. There's
by 1-1805. Poseidon 78, bye-bye.
6374 on Bravo.
Easy 6374, welcome to Schiphol, taxi gate Hotel 4 via Bravo.
Hotel 4 via Bravo, thank you very much. Easy 6374.
Enzo 502 Foxtrot at Sierra 9er, cross runway 06 to continue taxi to holding point, runway 36 left via Yankee at Yankee 1, you can go.
Cross 6 at Sierra 9er, then continue to 36 left
Parking
via
brake is
Yankee,
on.
and cross
Let's
at
get the
Yankee 1
APU
is
bleed and then switch off engine 1. And remember to switch off the yellow ilic pump, very important.
Transavan Juliet Alpha hold position.
Right, let's get transponder off 2000 in here. And then last but not least, we'll take the beacon off, seatbelts off.
Boarding requested.
And let's deboard the aircraft. And but really, hang on, where are you, MAN? Hold on. I was showing KLM for me, but you were Transavia, correct? Oh, there we are. Found you. Okay, Charlie 10. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Yeah, got you there. There it is. Hope you had a great flight. Gonna read a checklist in a second. Hello? There he is. Hey, Pete! Greetings to Tenerife. How's the weather? So let's read the parking checklist. Park brake or chock. Park brake set. Engines are off. And the last thing to do, of course, is to get the fuel pumps off. Okay. Good. Welcome to Amsterdam. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Exactly. Well, not for me though, because now the stress starts. So we're going to do a quick break. I'll get myself a coffee and then I'll be back in about 10 minutes. And then we're going to do the failure wheel on the return flight. We will not be on VATSIM. Just a heads up, because it usually means we've got to get some really hefty failures, and very often we're not going to reach a destination anyway. But we'll see. We'll go about it just like we would do in real life. Whatever we get as a failure, we'll handle it, and then, yeah, make a decision. Good. Okay. Roomsy Rooms, hello. Big thank you again to John Tamaria gifting 5 subs today, and thank you to the new members coming in. Thank you so much to the resubs. Thank you so much for all the support. My dear moderators, as always, thank you so much for all the help. And then, yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. If not, next stream is on Thursday. Maybe Wednesday. Well, I may have something exciting on Wednesday. I've been invited to a private 737 simulator on Wednesday, so I'm going to try to film that. And then maybe I can show you that on Thursday's stream. But again, in 10 minutes, if you like, we have another stream in the Phoenix with lots of failures, very likely. We'll see. See you soon.